Yeah, my bad. Let's try that again. What's this? We see the Nigadar is already going off. The Nigadar is already going off. The Upward Bound 1 is the first nigga in the chat. Let's go ahead and give him a Don motherfucking DeMarco. The Upward Bound 1, bruh, you got a lot, you talk a lot of shit. You talk a lot of shit, but I know you ain't gonna pull up. I know you ain't gonna pull up because cowardly niggas like you never pull up. That being said, let's get it!
A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man,
Donovan Sharp.
Ay, boy. That was a little iffy. Don't matter. What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to the 1196th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity, misogyny, and small dick energy. As we can all see, we do it live. Nobody's perfect. You guys all know that I do this podcast now all by my lonesome, and it is what it is. I've made my money. I bought my houses, properties, cars, toys, all that good stuff, so it is what it is. It is Wednesday, September 24th of 2025. It is good to have you guys in today. We are going to have an extraordinarily educational live stream today. I myself am going to be educated because I think even myself, I'm going to learn a lot that I did not know yesterday. The Upward Bound 1 says, MLK, one of the greatest men that ever lived. Very reason you were able to sit up and talk she about him. Yeah, I don't speak nigga, the Upward Bound 1, so you're going to have to clean it up a little bit. Because right now, honestly, here's the translation to what you just wrote. I don't speak nigga. I don't speak chimp, bruh. I like, bro, you have more than enough characters to say what you need to say and communicate effectively. So enough with all this nigga shit. Enough with all of this blah, 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 blah. And oh, by the way, now you don't want to say nothing. Now that I've called his bitch ass out, he don't want to say nothing. Where you at, the Upward Bound 1? You were talking all that shit with your thumbs. Where you at? Hashtag pull up. That's all right. That's all right. One thing about niggas that we know, guys, is that niggas are cowards. Niggas are cowards, right? They really are. They really are. You see it all the time, every day. They never like to fight people one-on-one. They like to hunt in packs. And so the Upward Bound 1 is probably waiting on the Upward Bound 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 to pull up, because we know that niggas never like to fight one-on-one, and they don't like to fight fair. So it doesn't surprise me that he is noticeably silent, but that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. Let's see if he's still in here. Yep, he's still in here. Yep, he is absolutely still in here. I know a lot of you guys are thinking, how the hell are you doing that, Donovan? How the hell are you doing that? I got my ways. Coach Falcon is in the house. Coach Falcon is another nigga. Who thinks who thinks he's slick. Who thinks he's slick as shit. I swear to God. Well, see, what you niggas don't understand is that I have a very, very, very good memory. I do. Coach Falcon thought he could sneak in here and be like, hey, Coach Falcon, what's going on? Good to have you in today. No, nigga. I don't know you, and I don't like your punk ass. I don't know you, and I don't like you. And the reason I don't like you is because you are a nigga. Can't stand you people, man. Seriously, I can't stand you people. I really can't. And I know you niggas can't stand me. However, I'd love to talk to one of you guys. I'd like to talk to one of you people. I really would like to talk to you people, because as disingenuous as you people are, I am open to having my mind changed. It's not going to be easy, but I am open to having my mind changed. It is what it is. Where you at, Coach Falcon? He said, and what's don't? I have no idea what that means. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, shit, the nigga done picked up somebody else. It's done picked up Coach motherfucking Falcon. Damn. I'll tell you what, man, the Niggadar is in full effect today. Got a fantastic show for you guys today. Oh, here we are. There it is. Yeah. Coach Falcon says Caucasian Dawn. I'm sorry. Let me ask Coach Falcon. Actually, Coach, you want to know something? If you'd like to talk to me, and I know you don't, if you'd like to talk to me, then pull up. Pull up. I swear to God, niggas in the chat talk all that. Niggas in the chat done talked all that trash. Listen, Coach Falcon's a fan. He's a fan. He's a fan. He says Kratom done screwed your mind. So you know I like to take Kratom. So he is a fan. He is a fan. At any rate, guys, it is very, very good to have you guys in today. It's going to be a very educational show. It's going to be a very, very educational snow. Snow. Whoa, wait.
Is
what?
this a snow bunny situation?
Coach Falcon says I'm not your enemy, nigga. Yes, you are. You are my fucking enemy. Fuck you. Like, fuck you with the sickest one, bruh. You are absolutely my enemy. You and everyone like you are my fucking enemy. Fuck you, Coach. Fuck you and everyone like you. I'm not your enemy, nigga. Shut the fuck up. Swear to God, niggas think they can just talk any old kinds of shit. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started today, guys. We're just going to go ahead and you think that's funny? Cool, Coach. Now I'm gonna do what I should have done last time. Your bitch ass is gone. Your bitch ass is gone. See you later, Coach Falcon. If you want to keep talking shit, then by all means, bro, pull up and talk to me. But emojis, fucking loser. And why aren't you at work, nigga? Like, don't you have a job? Oh, that's right. You people don't have jobs. My bad. Yeah, you people don't have jobs. You people, the Section 8, the EBT community, fuck up out of here with that. Fuck what you heard. So what we're gonna do, guys? We're going to first. I'm gonna sort of set the table with what has gone on the channel the last, I would say, 24 to 36 hours. 24 to 36 hours or so. And still, I don't see anyone who's pulled up. I don't see anyone who's pulled up. People come in here, they talk shit. Oh, you're a Caucasian. Yeah, real fucking original. Caucasian Donovan. Oh my God, my feelings are hurt. Fucking retards, man. Fucking retards, dude. Dude, honestly, all you people do is fucking eat, sleep, fuck, and make people. And fucking spend our goddamn money. But you want to come in here talking shit to me, bitch? Bitch niggas, man. Bitch niggas. So we are going to react to the videos that have sort of led up to today's podcast. As you guys can see, the pull-up line is, of course, wide open. It is, pardon me. It is pinned in the chat. And again, if you agree with me, don't want to hear from you today. Okay, there will be a time for that. If you agree with me, don't want to hear from you. I only want to hear from you if you disagree, because this is going to be a very, very educational podcast. It really, really is. So let's go ahead and react to the first. Let's just go ahead and let this play. Martin Luther King Jr. did a lot of good for this country, but let's not. And here's the thing: Charlie Kirk wasn't perfect. But he had a higher character than Martin Luther King. Oh, yes, he did. Yes, I fucking said it. Oh,
no, the fuck you didn't.
Yeah, I said it. Oh, yes, I fucking said it. Yes, I fucking said that shit. Charlie Kirk had better character than Martin Luther King Jr. Tell me I'm fucking lying. Tell me I'm fucking lying. How many people think Charlie Kirk ever cheated on his wife? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, man. Yeah, listen, Martin Luther King did a... Eat a dick, Lauren. Listen, he's got his own day for a reason. But let's not sit here. Let's not sit here, because here's the thing. People on the right, people on our side, we're all up in arms about people talking shit about Charlie. Oh, yes. Love it. There it is. Black Air Max Energy says, I'm surprised this man hasn't been shot yet It's definitely coming. Do you guys see what just happened? Nobody time him out. Black Air Max Energy, you are the problem. Niggas like you are the problem. You have nothing to add to society. You don't contribute anything to society. You can't discuss, and you can't debate. So what's your first instinct? Yeah, somebody shoot this nigga. Literally proving the stereotypes. I'm surprised nobody shot this dude yet. It's definitely coming. Bitch, nigga, I wish you would. I wish somebody would try. And I'm gonna tell you what, if anyone's gonna try, I know it ain't gonna be you. Bitch ass niggas, man. Here we go. Here we go. Being dead, right? Okay, fair enough. Freedom of speech, whatever the case may be. Lit Up says, what the fuck are you? Yes, Black Air Max Energy. I am a criminal. I'm a criminal, and you want to know something else? I'm also fucking rich. Yeah, I'm a 4-time convicted felon who's fucking rich. Eat a dick. Nigga, I'm speaking the goddamn truth. And I'm gonna tell you what, Lit Up, if you have a problem with what the fuck I'm saying, your ass can pull the fuck up and have a conversation with me about it too. Real shit. There it is. Your pal says, I can't tell you you are lying. That is 100% true. CK would never do such a thing. Real shit. Real shit. And listen, just because Angel Barber says he immediately advocated for violence when he can't defend his position, proving the stereotype. Guys, this is how these people are. This is how these animals are. These animals always want to resort to violence because, well, these animals don't really speak English. They really don't. Martin Luther King Jr., Black Air Max Energy says you're a criminal. Yeah, so is Jordan Belfort, but he still commands $25,000 per person at his events. Try again. It was fucking snow. And by the way, let's call a spade a spade. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Look. Let's get it. Now, shout out to MLK. Shout out to MLK. MLK had it figured out early. MLK had it figured out. He's like, oh, shit. You mean I get to fight for civil rights and smash the snow bunnies? Yes, sir. Where do I sign up? Look, James wants to know why won't they pull up? Because they're cowards. They never do. Me personally, I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him.
Is this a snow bunny situation? Yep.
It absolutely is. And I'm being dead ass. I am not mad at Martin Luther King Jr. for stepping out on Coretta with them snow bunnies. Please believe. Please believe. Look, you all know what it is. We are pro snow bunny here at TSR Towers. Yep. Please believe. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you. And listen, Martin Luther King Jr. was of great character. He really was. He's got his own. And again, he deserves his day. Honestly, he changed this country and the world for that matter. But the way we can sit here and talk about the things that you disagreed with what Charlie Kirk said, you mean I can't sit here and say that MLK's character is just a little bit lower because he was fucking around on Coretta Scott King? I can't do that. You guys can have your opinions on, well, Charlie did say this and he was incendiary. Okay. Not something we like. It's not something I like. Okay? Because, we're not supposed to speak ill of the dead, but you do have the right to. We do live in a free country, freedom of speech and all that good stuff. So I'm going to invoke my right, my freedom of speech, and say that Charlie Kirk had better character than Martin Luther King Jr. You see, Charlie Kirk and Martin Luther King Jr. were almost the same person. They really were. They were about free speech, they were about open debate, and they were about nonviolence. The difference is, one fucked around on his wife, the other one did not. One fucked around on his wife, the other one did not. I guarantee you Charlie Kirk never cheated on Erica. Never, ever, ever. I'm sorry, he doesn't have it in him. He does not have it in him. He absolutely loved that woman. And while Martin Luther King Jr. absolutely loved Coretta Scott King, he gave in to the sins of the flesh. And guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I probably would have. Look. I could never ever do what MLK did. I just don't. I don't have the character. I don't have the morality. I don't have the wherewithal. I don't have none of that stuff. I don't have none of that stuff. Right. I don't have none of that stuff. Right. But if I were a civil rights activist and there were snow bunnies like trying to holler at me, I might sample some of that stuff. I might sample some of that stuff. Light Up says, this is nasty work. No, yeah, you know what? The truth is always nasty. The truth is always very nasty. And it's funny. Light Up 7 can't even, and I'm actually going back and forth with you in the chat. Why is this nasty work? What, because I said Martin Luther King Jr. cheated on his wife and that Charlie Kirk had better character than MLK? Where's the lie? See, what you're doing right now, you're being a nigga. Oh my God, he said that Charlie Kirk had better character than Martin Luther King. You can't tell me why that's false. The only reason why you think it's false is because you're black, and so is MLK. Guys, that right there is the very definition of tribalism. Oh my God, this is nasty work. Yeah, you know what? The truth is always nasty work. And oh, by the way, we got the niggadar. Yes, we do. We got quite a few niggas in this bitch. We got quite a few niggas in this bitch. Yes, we do. And I'm gonna tell you what, if you niggas listen, if you guys really want to give me a piece of your mind, bruh, like the link is pinned in the chat. The link is pinned in the chat. I'll give you the floor. I'll give you your say. I will give you your say, but I'm standing 10 fucking goddamn toes down. Martin Luther King was a great man. Charlie Kirk was a greater man. Let me repeat this. Let me repeat. Martin Luther King was a great man. Zero said, I'll pay to get Don taken out. Yeah, you'll be wasting your money, brother. I'm not going nowhere. Charlie Kirk was greater. Lit Up 7 says, why bring up MLK to compare him to Charlie? I don't get it. What don't you get about it? These two are essentially the same person. Dedicated, husband, father, activist, spoke out. Neither one of them held political positions, and they were both assassinated. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Martin Luther King Jr. was also shot in the neck. That's why I'm bringing him up. And here's another reason why I'm bringing up Martin Luther King Jr. Okay? Because there were actually a lot of people who didn't know what the hell Martin Luther King Jr. was up to. We all want to talk about how great and moralistic he was. That's fine. He might have been. But Charlie Kirk had better. Zero, I promise you, I am so afraid. I'm so afraid. The bounty is on you, my boy. You went too far. Like, Zero, oh my God. Boy, I'm gonna tell you what, you niggas don't understand that nobody knows who the fuck I am. I got 127 people watching me right now, but you want me to believe that there's a bounty on me? I went too far? Niggas, shut the fuck up. Y'all niggas just be character in that way. And I'm not backing the fuck down. Don't give a fuck.
Nope.
Don't give a Zero said you should be. Yeah, interestingly enough, I'm not. I will never be afraid of cowards. You will grape at me first. I actually got some red grapes and some green grapes the other day. So if you do come over, I'll have plenty of grapes for you. Let's go. Fuck. Both were politically assassinated. They were both men of high character, high moral compass. Martin Luther King obviously was smashing the snow bunnies. But the point is they were the same person. They were the same person. Same person in different decades, different centuries. They were both political figures who did not hold political office, who were assassinated so that they could be silenced from putting out their views. That was it. I'm not saying that Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't a great man. Of course he was. He's got his own. If I'm such a coward, why am I here with my name and my face up here? You're the coward. You're the one with the avatar and the name Zero. So I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to pull up or shut the fuck up. Actually, you know what? Nah, I'm not gonna give you any time. Your ass is up out of here. Peace. On fucking holiday. Eat a dick. But I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that he had better character than Charlie Kirk, because that's simply not true. I'm sorry.
Nope.
Sorry. Not gonna do it. And you wanna know something? What you're doing right there, and this is so funny. This is what I love about niggas. What was Martin Luther King Jr.'s? What was his overarching point about his I Have a Dream speech? He says, and I'm paraphrasing here, I have a dream that people in this country will be judged not by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Martin Luther King did a lot of good things. The man cheated on his wife. Charlie Kirk did a lot of good things. The man didn't cheat on his wife.
Nope.
That's content of character. You're judging Martin Luther King by the color of his skin. How dare you compare Martin Luther King Jr. to this white boy? That is a direct contradiction of the I have a dream. You are judging this man, you are judging these men by the color of their skin and not the content of their character. So you tell me, Lit 7, who is the better husband? Martin Luther King Jr. or Charlie Kirk? I'll wait. Go on. Niggas hate the truth. Niggas hate the truth. They really, really do. Dr. B84 with the $10 super chat. Oops. Says MLK knew it was a Snow Bunny situation back then. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, he did. The double yes. Yes, he did. Travis 887 with the $5 super chat says, I'm the one with receipts on Tommy and Myron. You go after the small fries in the chat. Too much racism for your crew. Real. Travis, Travis, what are you talking about? Travis, bro. Travis, please, at this point, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Are you talking about Lucky Charms or are you talking about Pistons for... Red Pill says, I'm very disappointed with you, Donovan. You stepped to all-time low over criticizing MLK. I would strongly advise you, real Red Pill, you really need to stick around. And guys, listen, I'm not being... Okay, enough of the shenanigans in the games and all the shit talking. Real Red Pill, seriously, I strongly encourage you to stick around. I strongly encourage you to stick around. Because I'm telling you right now, a lot of you who have idolized Martin Luther King Jr., you guys are going to get a very, very, very rude awakening. Martin Luther King Jr. did some fucked up shit. And it is obvious that most of you niggas in the chat have no idea. So if you want to keep your head stuck in the sand, that's fine. You ain't got to stick around. You can just continue talking shit or whatever. But if you want to really know what was really going on with Martin Luther King Jr. back in the day, you need to stick around. You can be disappointed all the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck what you think. You can eat a dick too. What? What, nigga? What are you doing? Real red. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, nigga. Yo, check this out. If you're a nigga, you're not red pilled. Sorry. If you're a nigga, you're not red pilled. If you're not, listen, you can be red pilled on women. If you're not red pilled on race, bro, you may as well be blue pilled. Sorry. Basil Denson had been red pilled on women this entire time. Nigga's not red pilled on race. He's not red pilled on race. That's why he's not in here now. So please educate me, inform me, enlighten me, pull up or shut the fuck up. What's wrong with you people? And that's right, I said you people. Okay, so that's the first video. I'm gonna set this up because I'm basically at this point I'm just kind of stirring the pot, trying to encourage people to pull up. Real Red Pill says, brother, I didn't call you out of your name, bro. I don't give a fuck. You coming in here acting like you're quasi disappointed? Fuck you. Like seriously, guys, seriously, Real Red Pill. Fuck you. Like, dude, I am so oh, here we go. Oh shit. All right, let's get it. Oh, Basil, are you back again? Oh my fuck it. All right. You want to do this again? Yeah. All right, Basil, here we go. Hang on. All right, Basil. All right, guys. Basil Denson is back in this motherfucker. Let's see what let's see what he's got to say. All right,
so
I give it a.
I was on the way to the gym, and I seen that you mentioned me, so I was gonna say it had nothing to do with the race. It's just the fact of I'm seeing that I believe that Martin Luther King was a good man, not just because of his achievements, but also what he did for both races. I think he's achieved more, and then also how people seen him. They didn't see him in a light of Diddy or etc. of what you were saying. That's my point.
Okay. Did you know?
Now I get that was your opinion.
Did you know that Martin Luther King fucked prostitutes and beat women? Did you know that? Yeah,
no.
Yeah, right. There you go. His best friend by the name of Ralph Abernathy told everyone, and I would advise you to stick around to get educated on this because there is hard proof from the FBI, recorded tapes, that Martin Luther King Jr. regularly fucked prostitutes and put his hands on and beat women. Here, let me ask you another question, Basil. Did you know that the day before Martin Luther King's assassination, he fucked 2 women, one was a prostitute, and choked out another one? Did you know that? Yeah,
No,
you
this
did.
is absolute fact. This is absolute fact.
Yes, absolute facts, Basil. And here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. Basil. I didn't know about that. I didn't know about the things that I just told you until this morning. I was as in the dark about him as you were. Okay, I was just defending the position just based on what I had seen and heard. My friend, my eyes have really, really been opened. They have a. Oh, hang on a second. Hang on, Basil. Stay there. Hold on.
I'm here.
Oh wow, breaking news. This might actually be in your favor here, Basil. It looks like Erica Kirk has said that Charlie has been unfaithful in the past. What are your thoughts there?
I mean, that's something I expected. A lot of this
let me stop you right there, Basil.
Hold
Hold on, bro. Let me stop you right there. Do you
why,
see?
Why do I think that?
Yeah. I just bullshitted you.
No.
Now I need you to stop talking because I just got your ass, okay? I just sat here and told you that there is a mountain of evidence that suggested Martin Luther King fucked prostitutes all the time. He stepped out on his wife all the time. You want to tell me, are you sure that's true? But I'm the only person in the world. I sat here and feigned, oh, wait a minute, breaking news, Charlie Kirk cheated on Erica, and your response was, I'm not surprised. That was a fucking lie. No. Bruh.
Can I say my part?
Go on, man.
I believe every successful man is gonna want to sleep with other women and possibly will.
Yes, but the
That's
difference between a good, but the
at a high rate.
But the difference between good men and great men of character is that they don't. Here's the thing: I'm sure Charlie Kirk probably met a lot of women he probably really wanted to fuck. Let's just keep it real. And I'm sure that, and I say this all the time about my marriage. I know that Devin sees guys that she's sexually attracted to all the time. I see girls I want to fuck all the time. But the difference between someone who loves you and someone who doesn't give a fuck about you is someone who actually loves you will resist that temptation. Now, I'm sure he loved Coretta in his own way. But the fact that he cheated on her with impunity, and then you're going to sit here and ask me, well, wait a minute, are you sure that's true? There's hard proof. You need
making
to do
an
research,
accusation on somebody to say that they're beating on women versus
this is not an accusation,
saying,
friend. Basil,
no,
I need you to hold on. I need you to. No, I need you to.
That's all I'm saying,
bro. This is not an accusation. His best friend, Ralph Abernathy, said Martin Luther King beat women. His best friend. That is irrefutable.
I don't know. People be hating. I have to see the evidence on that. I didn't.
You have to see.
I mean, I'm gonna stay to see it, but I mean, it's tough to believe that.
Guys, what is happening?
Because I don't believe
this
on
guy.
face
Yeah,
value.
no. This is racial idolatry. This is what
it
this
has
is.
nothing to do with race.
Absolutely has everything to do with race, because I just sat here and told you, oh, breaking news, Erica Kirk cheated on Charlie. Well, I'm not surprised. But then when I tell you that Martin Luther King cheated on Coretta, something that a lot of people know, you're like, well, I need to see the proof. So you didn't need to see the proof. No.
You said
Basil. Now you're gonna let me finish.
Yes,
so you didn't. No. So you didn't need to see the proof that Charlie cheated on Erica, but you need to see the proof that MLK cheated on Coretta.
So listen, I believed yesterday when I had called up, I believe that Charlie Kirk at a certain point, right, has probably slept with another woman.
Based on what? Based on what?
Based on being a successful man in the United States. That's usually what happens.
But see, this is why Charlie was different. Every successful man is going to get temptation. Charlie is one of the very few that does not give in to temptation. This is why he was truly a man of God, and Martin Luther King Jr. was not.
Do we believe? Okay, so you believe that because it's not out there in the media when it's expected from successful men it's known from successful men that that's what they do.
This is funny. So, no. If you're gonna ask me a question, let me answer it. Okay. Don't ask me a question and then keep talking. So what you're telling me is you're telling me, okay, there's no evidence out there that Charlie Kirk didn't cheat on his wife, right? You're telling me that there's no evidence that he didn't, but now you're saying, well, wait a minute, just because there's no evidence out there doesn't mean that he did. I'm sorry, I gotta go based on gotta go based on what I've seen. There is a mountain of evidence from our government's FBI that Martin Luther King Jr. was a philanderer. He not only fucked white women, he fucked prostitutes and put his hands on women. That's according to the FBI and his best friend. And you're going to sit here and tell me because you want to win the argument, well, we don't know that Charlie Kirk did because we just don't know.
It's not about, okay, so yesterday you did not bring up the subject that he was beating women.
Because I didn't know
so
that.
I didn't know. I'm not, I'm not out here saying it's right to beat women and it doesn't affect your character.
So what do you say? What do you say now that you've learned that Martin Luther King Jr. used to beat women and fuck prostitutes? You still think this man has better character than Charlie Kirk?
Okay, so
yeah, you have to do research
on that.
Yeah, so you have to do research.
Yes,
no, hold on. No. You have to do research on Martin Luther King, but you didn't want to do research on Charlie Kirk. Got it.
Well, you just made a harsh. Okay, so cheating on your wife is not a harsh crime, versus beating on women. That's like expected prison time almost like that. But that definitely affects your character.
Yes, it does.
So that's guaranteed. Okay, if he was beating on women, then he's not on Charlie, like as a man, he's not on Charlie Kirk's level. I can agree with that.
He wasn't on Charlie Kirk's level in the first place. You're not gonna
just going out back and retroactively just going out on his wife, like pretty much sleeping around. That doesn't affect. I don't believe that affects him as a man.
Here's the thing, Basil.
Achievements he created. That's where I'm going from.
Okay, that's fine. And this is the difference between black people and niggas. Niggas exalt and don't give a fuck about niggas putting their dick in their seed and other bitches. That's the difference see, black people, they want to build families, okay? Niggas want to build families with multiple people. You were sitting here telling me, listen, I'm okay with Martin Luther King Jr., one of the most important men in the world. I'm okay with him sleeping with women, but him putting hands on women, that's where I draw the line. I'll give you the last word.
Well, of course, him putting hands on women draws the line because that's illegal stuff. That's a legal thing to do. And then also, I believe
just because something isn't illegal doesn't mean it's not a sin.
That doesn't throw away your achievements. There's people who done great things for humanity. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Say this yesterday. I told you. How many times did I tell you, Basil, yesterday? This does not diminish his accomplishments. I said this 100 times, but you keep wanting to put work. Stop talking. I will let you finish. Let me make this point, okay? What you are telling me is that you're okay with MLK sleeping around, but you're not okay with MLK putting his hands on women. Number one. Number two, Basil, you got to admit, you got God, bruh. You got God. I sat here and told you that Charlie Kirk, that Erica... I sat here and told you, hey, breaking news, Erica Kirk said Charlie cheated on her. Well, it doesn't surprise me. But then when I told you all the stuff about MLK, well, I got to do my research. That is racial idolatry, my friend. You've you've now taken 2 L's. Good day, sir. No. You're out. I'm not going to argue with you. Niggas, man. I swear to God. Dude, I swear to God, he could not take the L, bruh. Couldn't take the L. I literally baited him. Oh, breaking news. Erica Kirk said that Charlie Kirk was unfaithful. Well, that doesn't surprise me at all. But then when I tell him the mountain of evidence that I'm about to present, that a lot of people knew, not including myself, pardon me, Real Red Pill, if you don't pull up, I'm going to ban you. If you don't pull up, I'm going to fucking ban you. Because you talk too much goddamn shit. You're not Red Pill at all. Matter of fact, I'm going to ban your bitch ass. If you got something to say, fucking say it to my face, nigga. Say it to my face, niggas. Because I'm not going back and forth. No. I ain't doing that. You niggas are, like, seriously, you niggas are out of pocket today. You niggas are out of pocket. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Crazy. Unbelievable. I literally tricked this nigga into thinking that Charlie cheated on Erica, and he instantly believed it. Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me at all. Because high status men get pussy thrown at them all the time, and he's right. But that's the difference between Charlie and everybody else. No, Charlie's not perfect. He's not a deity, and he should not be pedestalized. He should be looked at, to me, as a role model, not some sort of a deity. He is a role model who happened. He's a role model who happened to be martyred, which is really, really sad, right? And Basil's right. Most rich and powerful, influential men have throngs of women throwing themselves at them. Charlie Kirk did not engage. He did not give in to that temptation. He didn't. He does not have it in him. I literally set that trap for Basil, and he fell right into it. I knew that he would believe that Charlie fucked around on Erica. Absolutely tripped his ass up. And now he looks fucking dumb. And he still wants to, well, listen, I know that MLK stepped out on his wife. That's okay with me. It's the choking the bitches out. That's where I draw the line. Nigga, shut the fuck up, man. Fuck out of here. 0 for 2, Basil. 0 for 2. 0 for 2. Sorry, hang on. Ah, there it is. Dr. B84 with the $10 super chat. Says MLK was a low-key pimp. Hashtag I don't want to hear shit. Neither do I. Dude, the Phillies better win tonight. That's all I know. That is all I know. Bad Rasta with another $10 super chat. Says Basil, if you've seen Charlie's content, you can see him admitting his faults. He used to have a prawn addiction, and you can see his shame when admitting this opening on a podcast. Yeah. But he admitted it. Bad Rost, another $5 super chat, says Charlie's faith and morality would lead me to believe that he wouldn't stoop so low because he aimed to be Christ-like knowing he was short. Exactly. And this is why I give credit to Charlie, because this is why Charlie, to me, as of right now, he's one of one. And I hope, honestly, I really do hope that the young men that he influenced and inspired behind him, I really hope they emulate him. I hope they emulate him all the way. And that includes being faithful to his wife. Okay? Listen, man. Listen. I know it's easy for a guy like me to say, you should be faithful and this and that and the third, just given who I am. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't regret the sexcapades I've been involved in. It's, like bitches say, it's part of what made me who I am. Right? But guys, I have cheated on women before, man, and it ain't all fun and fucking games, man. It's not all fun and fucking games, dude. Like cheating on your girl, yeah, it might be fun in the moment. Dude, I don't know, man. Look, I'm 48 years old. I'm less than 2 years away from 50. I've kind of grown up a little bit. And while I will advocate, hey, listen, there are certain things you have to do and say according to red pill tenets to keep yourself from getting got by women. I look at Charlie Kirk and I see how happy he was in his life. The dude had a beautiful wife, 2 beautiful young children. He wasn't fucking around. He wasn't getting pussy all over the place. He was sleeping with one woman, and the guy was happier and more content than all of us. He was, man. Even I can sit here and admit when I was up to my eyebrows in Vegas hose, yeah, it was a good time most of the time. But guys, it is a lonely and miserable existence. It absolutely is. Ambush 850 says, at Donovan Sharp, there's multiple Donovan Sharps in Cash App. Which one is you? It's the one that says Edwin Hopkins. Edwin Hopkins is my name. Speaking of which. Oh, that's not it. There it is. If you want to be cool, like Ambush 850, and send your boy a Cash App, pardon me, go to $, Donovan Sharp. That is $, Donovan Sharp. Put in $, Donovan Sharp. You will see my legal name, Edwin Hopkins. I can assure you that is absolutely me. I should use my name. I should use my face as an avatar. Oh yeah, BK from the Rockies. Holy shit, where have you been? Holy moly. Wow. Holy shit, how you been, man? BK from the motherfucking Rockies. But anyway, Basil is right in that he is right. Most of the time, high status men yield to temptation. 9.5 times out of 10, high status men yield to temptation. Guys, I'm as guilty of that as anybody. Am I proud of it? No, not as proud as I used to be. I used to be proud of, fucking around on my girl and I got this and I got that girl and I got this blonde and blah, 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 blah. And again, it's look, I can't fully explain it to you. It's really something that you really just have to live because who am I to tell a 27-year-old dude who's up to his eyebrows in pussy that this is not the right life to live? No, dude, get it out of your system. Get it out of your system. Fuck all the redheads, blondes, brunettes. Get it all out of your system, man. Because I'm telling you right now, man, when you actually, and I know, I will admit that the likelihood of a man in America meeting a woman who is worth being faithful to are slim to none. Most women in this country, most women in this part of the world are not good enough to remain faithful to. They're just not. But when you find one who actually is, it's just a better life when you are faithful. If she's worth being faithful to. Now, if she's just a hoe, number one, you're not supposed to wife these bitches up anyway. But if you get into a relationship, cheat on her all you want. I don't give a fuck. Because you know that she would do the same to you in a New York minute if she had to. That's just all there is to it. But if on the off chance, and again, I know this is a very unlikelihood. I know that it is not likely for a man in this country to find a woman in this country that is worth being faithful to. But if you do, my advice is to just be faithful. And if you ask me why, Donovan, look at Charlie Kirk, man. Look at Charlie Kirk. Guys, I've made millions of dollars in my life. Millions of dollars in my life. And I can readily admit that I have never been as happy and content as Charlie. I can admit that. Yes, I love my life. I love my wife. I love everything about but guys, I got a lot of regrets, man. I got a lot of regrets. I got this anger problem that I'm dealing with. I'm religious. I'm in this religious limbo. It would be kind of nice to know. It would be kind of nice to absolutely 1000% know that Jesus Christ is the Son of God and this and that and the third. At that point, then maybe I can let go. Charlie was able to do that, man. He figured that out at the ripe age of 18 years old. That dude is a man of character. Martin Luther King Jr. was not a man of character. Martin Luther King Jr. was great, but he was not a man of character. And you guys will see that very, 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 very soon. Sorry about that, guys. The Level Up Man with the $10 super chat says, Charlie spent a decade going to colleges littered with young, attractive girls who would be real quick to come out and reveal if they were with Charlie for the attention, yet none have emerged. That is exactly what I'm talking about. And this is what was disingenuous about Basil. Well, just because we don't have proof that he cheated doesn't mean he didn't. That's disingenuous. Because you could say that about anybody. You could say that about anybody or anything. Well, just because there's no proof that he didn't do something doesn't mean he did, and vice versa. Come on, man. Edward Cross with the $20 Cash App says, you the man. Appreciate that, Edward Cross. Appreciate that, Edward Cross. If you want to be cool. Oh, wait. If you want to be cool. $sign Donovan Sharp. $sign Donovan Sharp. Shout out. Shout out to Ambush 850. He sent me an $8.50 Cash App. He said, here's my nigga card, Donovan. He said, here's my nigga card. Donovan's right. He has turned in his nigga card. Yes, sir. Did I tell you the story? Have I guys told you this? Have I told you guys the story? And I'm just going to divert here for just a second. I'm going to tell you guys a story about my black card. We got a lot of guys. We have a lot of guys who, a lot of black men who think that they've gotten their black card revoked in some way, shape, or form. Do you have your black card? Yes or no? Guys, I'm here to tell you, I never had mine. I never, ever had my black card. Never had it. Never really needed one until I got to North Carolina. Right? And so I go to the what we'll call this the BCV, the black card. The black card, let's call it the BCA. I went to the BCA, the Black Card Association, to get my black card. I'm 16 years old. It's in North Carolina. I walk into the office. I take my number. Oh, number 17. Cool. Number 17. I said, I'm sorry, what was the number? Number 17. I'm sorry, ma'am, did you say number 17? Number 17? Fuck it, I'll walk up there. I'll look up there. I slid her my card. I said, yeah, ma'am. I'm here for my black card. She said, you don't qualify. I said, well, why don't I qualify? Because you talk funny. Okay, but I'm black, right? Like my skin is black. Both my parents are black. I don't get a black card. You talk funny. I said, well, I mean, I hate to be a Karen here, but can I talk to your manager? Like, I mean, everybody in here is getting their black card except for me. You're telling me it's because I talk funny. Can I talk to a manager? Yeah, uh-huh. Never got that black card, gentlemen. Never got that black card. Never got that black card. Fuck a black card. Who gives a shit? No, guys, and when I say I never got my black card, me, Donovan Sharp / Alex Hopkins, right? I was never, ever accepted into the black community. Ever, ever, ever. Never. Ever, ever, ever. Like never, ever, 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 ever. My own family doesn't think I have a black card, man. My own family doesn't think I have a black card. Never had one. Never had one. The DMV, the Department of Melanin. Oh my God.
No, the fuck you didn't.
Oh, level up, man. Oh my God. This nigga just said the Department of Melanin Verification. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Hold up, man. Is there any way I can give you a double? Dude, if I could give you a double wrench, I would. The Department of Melanin Verification. Dude, I swear to God, you guys are incredible. Incredible. Ay. I remember, Durham, North Carolina. Never, ever forget this. I'm driving. I'm 16, 17 years old. I'm driving. My mom is in the passenger seat, and I think my brother and my sister were in the back. Anyway, we pull up to Taco Bell, right? She's like, "Thank you to Taco Bell. Can I take your order?" And at this point, I was like, okay, I think she asked me to take my order. I was like, yes, I'd like 2 Taco Supremes, a big beef burrito supreme, a Mexamelt, and a Mexican pizza. Clear as a bell. I'm sorry, what'd you say? I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, the fuck is wrong? Unbelievable. Angel Berber, a very good type of carpet, if I may, says maybe that's what contributed to your anger problems. Being exiled from your community builds massive resistance. You know, I was never, see, here's the thing, guys, and maybe this will give you guys a little bit of a point of reference before we go to the next video. I didn't grow up in the black community. Obviously, I didn't grow up in the hood. I mean, just listen to the way I talk, right? So the Reader's Digest 30-second story of my life story, Dr. BD4 says, can I take you water? I do okay impressions. Me and my brothers and sisters, we were military kids. I was born in 1977, and I became a civilian in October of 1992. That's when we moved. That's when my mother sent for us to move to North Carolina. Up until then, I had spent my entire life on military bases. Everyone sounded like I did. White kids, black kids, Hispanic kids, Asian kids, Polynesian kids. We all sounded the same. Everybody at Radford High School, we all sounded the same. Mauna Loa High School, military school, we all sounded the same. So when I moved to Oklahoma, that was actually the first time. Because, dude, niggas in Oklahoma was like, where are you from? Hawaii. What you doing here? What? Oh my God, you talk about a culture shock. Anyway, there weren't that many black people in Oklahoma, right? But the black people that were there, same jokes, sellout, coon, blah 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 blah. Why do you talk like that? Da 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 da. I didn't know how to respond to that. Well, when I got to North Carolina, it was turned up about 100 times. was turned up about 100 times. The black kids there, pardon me, the black kids there, they were merciless. They were merciless. They really were. I got in a lot of fights. I won them all. I won them all. Every fucking fight I got into in high school, I won them all. All of them. They didn't know that little skinny, funny-talking nigga could throw hands, but I did. Right? The point is that I was never exiled from the black community because the so-called black community never accepted me into it. And I'll be honest with you, for a long time, I used to feel some type of way about it, but now I'm glad that they never accepted me, man. Like, are you fucking serious? Who the fuck wants to be a part of that? Who wants to be a part of that? Right? Like, secretly, I envied when I was a teenager. I was like, dude, I wanted to fit in just like everybody else, right? They did not allow me to fit in. So guess what? I got in where I fit in, and that was with the non-black kids. That's where it was. And matter of fact, the only black people in high school that treated me with any respect were my teammates. I played with, oh my God, I've already forgotten his name. There were a couple of black guys on the Altus High School varsity baseball team. What were their names? I forgot their names. I was totally cool with those guys, right? And then in North Carolina, I was on... No, there was another black. There was one black kid who played with me, who was on my varsity baseball team in high school in North Carolina. But he called me the same thing: Uncle Tom, sellout, coon, blah 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 blah. So no, I was never accepted into the black community. They never accepted me, and you know, I used to feel some type of way about it. But now, looking back, I'm glad that they didn't. I'm glad that they didn't. Let me read some of these comments, and then we will continue. Jaber says, fuck a black card. Oh, I think somebody else was threatening my life. Oh, yeah, I've been watching you, says, you've done worse. You've done worst. Bro, it's worse. WORSE. Donovan is a fool. I am a fool. Now, that's true. I will agree with that. I am a goddamn fool. I'm not a fool, but I'm a fool. Fool. I'm a fool. King Life says, when talking proper English is taboo, you're doing something right. Dude, exactly. Like, dude, I'm going to tell you what, man. King Life is... God, when I met King Life in real life, I was like, oh, my God. Another black person I can understand. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. Okay, let's take a look at the second video. Because unlike the Republicans, I will not turn down the temperature. We're going to keep the temperature up. So here is the video that I dropped this morning. This is the video that I dropped this morning. Oh, look at that. Well, imagine that. I'm wearing literally the same thing. This is the video I dropped this morning, doubling down on my position and giving a little more context. Here we go. So predictably, my take on Charlie Kirk being a better man than Martin Luther King Jr. has gotten the so-called black community's panties in a collective bunch. Let's take a look at a few comments here, and then I'll respond and give my thoughts on this particular discussion. Here's the first one. All the brothers hating in here, haha. This is one of many problems I have with these people. If you are the least bit critical of Martin Luther King Jr., you are automatically branded as a hater. I said that Charlie Kirk was a better man than MLK, and N-words are always the first to jump in and disagree for no other reason but that MLK was black and Charlie was white. I could say that Charlie Kirk was a better cook than MLK, and I guarantee you people would flood my comments talking about, no, that's not true. MLK was a Michelin star chef according to his closest friends. I could say that Charlie Kirk was a better tennis player than MLK, and I guarantee you that there would be no shortage of you people saying, nuh-uh, Martin Luther King Jr.'s serve was clocked at XYZ miles an hour, and his backhand cross-court smash was unstoppable. You people need to open your ears, turn on your brain, and take off your N-word goggles. If I say that Charlie Kirk was a better cook than Martin Luther King Jr., that doesn't mean that I'm saying that MLK was a bad cook. If I say that Charlie Kirk was a better tennis player than MLK, that doesn't mean that I'm saying that MLK was not a good tennis player. Guys, this is extreme racial idolatry, nothing more. You people can't look past the color of someone's skin for the purposes of thinking critically. Saying that Charlie Kirk was a better man than Martin Luther King Jr. isn't hating, and to be honest with you, that really has more to do with Charlie than Martin Luther King Jr. Here's another one. This is a good one. I just started cracking up when I read this. I didn't even know Donovan was still here. For anyone unfamiliar, yes, the Negro is dead serious. There probably would be no Charlie without Donovan. This is truly a pioneer of the dark red pill. Personally, I think Charlie was an inbred, lazy loser. All red pillars are rejects. So, first he admits that he didn't watch the video. He said in his comment, he started cracking up when he read this, meaning like most low IQ individuals, he's responding to the title without even watching the video. That's problem number one. Number two, he says, I didn't even know Donovan was still here. Yet, here you are. Saying you didn't know I was here is like it's like these college fatties that Myron deep fries every, I don't know, week and a half or so. They say, well, I don't know much about you, or I don't really know who you're, oh, and I'm sorry, what did you say your name was? Yes, my channel is dead, and yes, I am irrelevant to you people, but you're still here. Pretending not to know who I am or that I'm still around, to me, that's being as transparent as an open window. Number three, Charlie Kirk was not red-pilled. You want to know why? Because he strongly advocated for getting married and starting families, which is quite literally the opposite of what we teach here in this community. Yep. You people think that anyone who stands on business and isn't a liberal or buys into the woke agenda is automatically red-pilled. And if we really want to think about it, I don't think Charlie was either red-pilled or blue-pilled. He was a good man who did good things and had a good family who died way too soon. Then, of course, this idiot signs off and shows his true colors by saying he thinks that Charlie was an inbred who was lazy. Really, what makes you think that? Oh, that's right. Charlie was white. Lazy? You say a lazy inbred? The man started what will be the most influential conservative movement in this country's history at the time. Yeah, Cheek Clapper 69 says, huh? Yeah, open your ears, nigga. You heard right. You heard right. Tender age. Dude, I love when niggas come in here talking about, what, huh? What did nigga say? You heard me, nigga. I speak better English than you, motherfucker. You know what the fuck I said? Of 18 years old. Fuck out of here. Dude started TPUSA 10 minutes after his balls dropped. And you're gonna call him a lazy inbred? Nah, bruh. That's just you hating on Charlie because you're a racist. It's as simple as that. Real talk. Here's another one. Stop, or, and then he puts a period. What did Charlie Kirk do? King won a Nobel Peace Prize. Again, my statement has nothing to do with accomplishments and everything to do with character. There is no doubt that as of right now, MLK has many more achievements than Charlie Kirk, including a freaking Nobel Peace Prize. It don't get no bigger than that, guys. But do you know who else won a Nobel? Yeah, Cheek Clapper 69 says, wow, you know what that is, Cheek Clapper 69? Yeah, he's like, wow, you can't believe you're hearing this shit from a nigga like me, aren't you? Yeah, I will address your ass directly. So all you've said is huh and wow. Please elaborate. Cheek Clapper says that was rude as hell, man. Yep. Yeah, you're goddamn right it was. You're goddamn right it was. And I don't give a fuck that I hurt your feelings, bro. You better toughen up. And listen up, bro. Listen up, bro. You might learn something. Peace Prize? Yeah, Henry Kissinger, who was accused of war crimes in the Vietnam War. He also regularly blackmailed politicians and other world leaders. Sounds like a swell guy, right? Henry Kissinger did some terrible things, yet he still won the Nobel Prize. So just because Martin Luther King Jr. won the Nobel Peace Prize, that does not speak to his character. Now, that isn't meant to diminish MLK's Nobel Prize. But even though it is an incredible accomplishment, it is not the end-all be-all in terms of a man's character, which, again, was at the very core of King's I Have a Dream speech and ideology. His words, gentlemen, not mine. Now, MLK's marital indiscretions does not negate his accomplishments. But again, this is... Oh no, Dr. B84 did it. Dr. B84 set up the satellite, and there's the nigga dart, Cheek Clapper 69. Cheek Clapper 69, oh my God, like, oh no, man. That's a bad handle, bruh. That's a bad handle. It really is a bad handle. Cheek Clapper 69 sounds like an AOL chat room. I'm the Cheek Clapper 69, bro, because I get a lot of pussy. Cheek Clapper 69 says, why is your voice so high pitched? I don't know. My voice has always been high pitched. So you got me on that one. I don't know. Not about accomplishments. This is about character. Remember, MLK said himself that he dreamed of a country where people are judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. But as soon as someone who looks like me points out that MLK smashed snow bunnies on the side and engaged, like, hold on, I can't let that go. I can't let that go. Cheek Clapper 69, man. So Cheek Clapper 69 wants us to, oh shit, his handle is Cheek Clapper 69. He must clap a lot of cheeks. He must get a lot of girls. And don't forget, at the end, it's 69. So he must 69 bitches all day long. Oh my God, Cheek Clapper 69 is the coolest dude in the chat. Bro, this ain't 1998, nigga. This is fucking 2025. This ain't fucking AOL, nigga. This ain't Netscape. This ain't Lycos. Nigga, what's your like? Honestly, what internet browser do you use? Do you use Netscape? do you use NetZero? Do you use it? Wait, hold on. What? Wait, hold on. What's Cheek Clapper 69's? What's his internet service provider? I mean, look, we can go Lycos. We can go Netscape. Look, we got NetZero. Where's Devin at? She knows all this stuff. She's been in the industry for a while. Cheek Clapper 69, in order to get his internet service provider, nigga needed a CD. Nigga install internet on his computer with a fucking disc. And when the prompt came up, they said, you got to choose a screen name. I know. Cheek Clapper. Fuck, it's already taken. Cheek Clapper 1. Fuck. I know. Cheek Clapper 69. Yeah. Oh, here we go. LimeWire. Oh, web crawler. Now, I shouldn't laugh. Oh my God, that nigga said Earthlink. Jesus fucking Christ. Now, I can't laugh. Because I am old enough. I am old enough to have remembered Earthlink. I did have an Earthlink account at some point. Right? Wait, hold on. Cheek Clapper 69. Is your modem 56K? Oh my God! Yo, Cheek Clapper 69 still uses dial-up, my nigga. My bad. Let me stop, man. Let me stop. Oh, my bad, man. My fault, man. I ain't mean to. Jay Burr says, Mom, get off the phone. You guys, okay, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop, man. Yo, nigga said, Planet Rodella 3 said, Ask Jeeves. Oh my God, I remember Ask Jeeves. Oh shit. All right, let me stop, man. I gotta get serious. My bad, man. I gotta get serious. I gotta get serious. But shout out to Cheek Clapper 69. Bro, real shit, don't ever change that handle. Do not ever change that handle, man. That is a blast from the past. Let's continue. And orgies outside of his marriage. Now all of a sudden, we want to question what cheating is. Black women all over the... T Drilla says, why you still talking shit about MLK? Stick around, T Drilla, and you will learn why. And T Drilla, I'm not being facetious here, okay? I'm not doing the whole, I'm being dead serious. I strongly encourage you to stick around, okay? Because you're about to learn a lot about Martin Luther King Jr. that you probably won't like knowing. And I'm telling you, everything that I'm going to talk about today, I didn't know until today. You saw how shook Basil was when I told him that Martin Luther King fucked prostitutes and beat women, right? Right? Wait, what did he say? He said this right here. Right? Stick around, T Drilla. Stick around. Okay? Stick around. And you will learn. Let's continue. country, American black women, they all vilify. Y'all stop. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Hold up. Sage Silva says he's talking shit about you to all of his friends on MSN messages. Yo, niggas on PCQ. T Drilla says not true. Oh, T Drilla. Man, listen. Oh, Will Zamora said enlighten us. Stick around and I will. Guys, I'm trying to tell you. Listen, man, if you're in here, if you are watching, you're probably red-pilled on women, which a lot of us in this community are, okay? But not everybody is red-pilled on race, okay? And I knew that MLK had some shit in his past, but I tended to look past that because he's Martin Luther King Jr. Nah, man, he did a lot more. Edward Cross with the $10 super chat says, chill before he actually hacks you with his raspberry. Oh my God. Dark2be84 with the $10 super chat. Oh my God. He said he's still on AOL talking about ASL. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yo, Don motherfucking DeMarco. All right, let me get through this so we can get to the real black men who cheat. I remember one chick a while back actually called him Martin Luther King because he cheated on his wife. Yet, as soon as another black man points out that this was a major flaw in his character as a man and a husband, now it's, well, cheating wasn't the worst thing in the world, or Basil Denson actually calling it a crime to give an opinion on another country's foreign policy. And you guys will hear that. You people are always obfuscating, you people are always moving goalposts, and you people are always muddying waters when someone is critical of a black person. Guys, this is the kind of racial blindness and idolatry that has destroyed black people and has turned them into mindless N-words who are blinded by the color of their own skin. You people can't think past your own blackness to even acknowledge that not all black leaders were perfect. Yes, Martin Luther King Jr. was human and an imperfect person, but that doesn't mean he wasn't still a great man. And great men have their faults. And one of MLK's major faults is the same fault that any of us would have if we had that kind of success, access, and that, of course, is women. And never, ever forget, JFK himself had to call Martin Luther King Jr. to tell him to tone down the sexual escapades. This is JFK himself, the first, the first player president, infamous philanderous president we've ever had. Philanderous means he cheated on his wife all the time. For that guy to pick up the phone and tell MLK, hey man, you got to tone down the sexual escapades, that is definitely saying something. So let me get this straight. One president, JFK, told MLK, stop having orgies and cheating on your wife, while Donald Trump, the other president, spoke at Charlie Kirk's memorial. Now, I'm sure that Charlie Kirk had faults too. I remember a while back he admitted to having a porn addiction. Obviously, he's come clean about that. He's gotten through it, etc., etc. He's admitted to being imperfect. But you people want to act like MLK is above reproach and criticism? The main difference, again, between Martin Luther King Jr. and Charlie Kirk is character. And character is defined by what you do when nobody's looking. It is defined as overcoming temptation. When nobody was looking, MLK was smashing white girls. When nobody was looking, Charlie Kirk was writing love letters to his wife every Saturday. When King was tempted by sins of the flesh, he gave in and fell short many, many times. Charlie Kirk's character simply would not allow him to betray his wife and the mother of his children in the worst way. Look at the way Coretta Scott King talked about Martin Luther King Jr. Look at her eyes, and then look at Erica Kirk's eyes when she talks about her late husband, Charlie Kirk. There is a big difference. And again, I want to make this crystal clear that as of right now, MLK is far more accomplished and 259% deserves his own holiday. The man changed the course of American history, but Charlie Kirk was a better man and a better husband. Now, I know a lot of you people want to say, well, we don't know what Charlie Kirk did behind closed doors. No, we don't. But we damn sure know what MLK did behind closed doors. So you people can miss me with this disingenuous bad faith rebuttal about what we don't know. One man gave into temptation, cheated on, embarrassed, and disrespected his wife. Y'all got to stop, man. Dre Raven with the $2 super chat says he's still a Columbia House subscriber. Hey, man. Hey, look. I was a Columbia House subscriber. You guys remember the big? I didn't even know Walter was in here. When the hell did he get here? You guys remember those big CD cases? You used to be able to put like you put like 6 or 9 CDs on one sleeve, turn it over, and then put another 9. You used to be able to turn. Dude, I had like 300 CDs, man. Don't don't hate on Columbia House. Don't hate on Columbia House. Level Up, man. With a $2 super chat says Cheat Clapper turns the TV on channel 3 to play PS5. Is that even possible anymore? Oh, Dr. B84 with the $10 super chat says he still gets his Jordans from East Bay by mail. Hey, real shit, dude. I got my first pair of Jordans off of eBay, so I'm not gonna hate on that. Let's continue. Publicly, the other simply did not. And when all is said and done, Charlie Kirk may very well have accomplished more after his death than even MLK. Oh my God, Donovan, that is absolute blasphemy. How dare you say that Charlie Kirk might accomplish more than MLK? He was the leader of the civil rights movement. Yes, he was. But look at the black community now, and you tell me what MLK would think. Since Martin Luther King's death, the black community has devolved into a cesspool for which there is no return and no redemption. Turning Point USA, conversely, is poised to literally replace the Republican National Committee and restore the good name of conservatives. There is no comparison. Here in 2025, the black community is an effing joke, while TPUSA is going to change the very fabric of our country from the ground up. Y'all gotta stop. I'm serious. You wanna know what the really sad? I'll ban all you fuckers. The thing is that Martin Luther King Jr. would be absolutely shocked and appalled if he were alive today to see what the so-called black community's become. N-words are the reason why MLK can't rest in peace. The people Charlie Kirk inspired, the people he influenced, will ensure that he, Kirk, will rest in peace while MLK continues to turn over in his grave. I'll be discussing this further. All right, so that was the second video I wanted to show you guys. The third and final video before we get into the nitty gritty is the first debate that I had with Basil Denson. This of course happened yesterday. This is going to be Basil Denson's second L. And Basil, listen, man, Basil, I hope you're still watching. I hope you're still watching, man, because hopefully, my guy, you'll learn something. T. Drilla says Kirk was a better person morally, but MLK changed the country. Yeah, so did Charlie Kirk. T. Drilla. Have you seen what's happening in America? Have you seen what's going on in America? Do you know Turning Point USA has gotten like 70,000 requests for a chapter? Something like 300,000 people showed up to Charlie Kirk's memorial. Only 100,000 of them can get in. Conservatism is no longer being canceled. The left is being held accountable for their hateful ways. Yeah, MLK changed the country. So did Charlie. Let's continue. Basil Denson, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. What's on your mind, brother?
You said that Charlie Kirk was more influential than Martin Luther King?
Nope, I did not say that. I said he was a better man than Martin Luther King.
Okay. Why would you say he's a better man than Martin Luther King?
Because he didn't cheat on his wife.
Okay. Now, what would we consider cheating?
Fucking women outside of your marriage. Do you see how he tried to redefine cheating? The reason why he's trying to redefine cheating, guys, is because he wants to lower the severity of cheating. He wants to make cheating, in other words, sticking your dick in another chick that's not your wife, he wants to make that okay. That might be okay in the nigga community, not anywhere else.
Okay.
Basil, listen, Basil, hold on. Basil, hang on a second. I hear you, and I get it, but you got to come stronger than that, okay?
No, I'm trying to see your stance.
I've made my stance clear. I've made my stance clear. Martin Luther was a good man. Charlie Kirk was a better one. And the differentiator there is Charlie Kirk was faithful to Erica. Dr. Martin Luther King was not faithful to Coretta.
So sleeping with another woman while you're married makes you a bad man?
Didn't say.
Because
Hold on, Basil. Hold on. Stop right there. I did not say that Martin Luther King Jr. was a bad man. I've never. Do you see him getting frustrated? He's getting frustrated because I will not allow him to put words in my mouth. I'm just not going to do it. I didn't say Martin Luther King Jr. was a bad man because he stepped out on Coretta. Said that. If you watch the video that I just played, Martin Luther King Jr., it was a great man. He deserves his own holiday, and he got one, okay? That man absolutely changed the world. It is my assertion that as far as moral character, as far as being a faithful husband, Charlie Kirk was a better man than Martin Luther King.
Okay. And you're saying it because from like a husband point of view, or as in overall just being a man?
From both, yes.
Okay, so I disagree on just being a man because I think it's within a man's nature to want to have sex with other women. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it is considered cheating when a man goes and sleeps with another woman.
Okay, well, I do.
Like what?
Listen, and he's right. He's right. I have regularly said men don't cheat, we exercise options. Men don't cheat, we exercise options. But here's the difference. Okay? Charlie Kirk and Martin Luther King Jr. were both Christians. They were both devout Christians. Okay? You know me. I don't have a problem with niggas stepping out on their women. I really don't. But in the eyes of God, in the Bible, thou shalt not commit adultery, man. Like, we know adultery is a sin. It is the cardinal sin. I guess that's just a fundamental difference between you and me.
Okay. And do you think, like, if you compare things of what they did for people as a whole, you think Charlie Kirk is on the same level as Martin Luther King? Or
never
is it just
said
the
that.
cheating deal?
No. I never said that, and that's the wrong question to ask. Charlie Kirk and Martin Luther King Jr., both very, very good, great men, highly influential, et cetera, et cetera. Martin Luther King had high character. Charlie Kirk had higher character. And the only differentiating factor is that Charlie Kirk was faithful to his wife and Martin Luther King Jr. was not. That's it. That doesn't mean Martin Luther King Jr. is a bad person. Doesn't mean that he's a terrible guy. It just means that Charlie... Hey, T-Drilla, come on, man. Come on, T-Drilla. Come on, man. He's having fun. Leave him alone. Kirk has higher character than Martin Luther King Jr. That's just all there is to it.
I see your point. I just disagree that just because Martin Luther King...
Because Martin Luther King is black?
While he was in his marriage. No, not just because he's black. I think... okay, everybody makes mistakes, but I also think it's within
Martin Luther King Jr. made many
many
mistakes. And Coretta Scott King used to regularly talk about Martin's wandering eye. Does Erica Kirk talk about Charlie's wandering eye? No, because Charlie didn't cheat on Erica. Again, this doesn't mean because Martin Luther King Jr. cheated on his wife, this doesn't make him a terrible human being. My overarching point is that character-wise, Charlie Kirk was a better man and a better husband than Martin Luther King Jr. was.
But you also don't think it's because of the time?
Say again?
You also don't think it's because of the time? Like, people were more honest back then versus now? Like,
no.
I doubt that she would go on, like, national television and tell the world that he was looking at other women, dealing with other women. I think it's just something that she would not say versus... Back in those times, they were more honest, I believe.
Okay, well, I mean, you can believe what you want. You're wrong. And Martin Luther King Jr. was a devout... Yes, you're wrong, because you want to know something? Martin Luther King Jr. was a devout Christian, my friend. And in the Bible...
Yeah?
In the Bible, God made it very, very clear in the Bible that you should not cheat on your wife. Martin Luther King was contradictory in that way. Again, hold on, let me finish. Hold on, no. I need you to let me finish talking and then I will give you the floor, okay? I said it again. This doesn't mean Martin Luther King is a bad person. It doesn't mean that he's a terrible guy. It just means that Charlie Kirk was a better man, a better husband than Martin Luther King Jr. For all intents and purposes, Martin Luther King Jr., dude, he changed the world. The man literally changed the world. There is no doubt about it. We're not going to have a Charlie Kirk holiday, okay? There's no need for one. We need a Martin Luther King Day because the man literally changed the course of American history. But as we all say, not people are imperfect. And I'm sure that Charlie Kirk probably has his idiosyncrasies and weaknesses. But the worst thing you can do to your wife is to embarrass her publicly by having these orgies with women of the opposite color, and by people of the opposite sex and women of the opposite color. And here's the thing. I don't begrudge Martin Luther King for sleeping around on his wife, and I think that's probably more of an indictment on my character. But I am self-aware enough to know and understand that even though I don't have a problem with what Martin Luther King Jr. did, I know that if there is a God, he probably took off a couple of character points for MLK.
So I disagree because yes, the Bible says you should want to.
You
stay
disagree
faithful.
because he's black, Basil. No,
That's not true at all.
It is
Because
true.
Every man sins. Every man sins. In the Bible. So
every man sins. No. Don't give me this. All sins are equal in the eyes of God.
All right.
Okay, Basil. Don't pull this. All sins are equal in the eyes of God. Murder is a lot more serious than stealing a pack of gum from the store.
So,
I'm sure Charlie. I'm sure. Hang on. Let me finish. I'm sure Charlie Kirk
wasn't
sinned.
done though. You cut me
I
off.
don't give a shit. You're gonna let me finish because this is my platform. Okay. I'm sure Charlie Kirk was certainly not without sin. Okay. There are levels to this shit, as people in the nigga community like to say. I'm not going to make this any more complicated than it has to be. As a matter of fact, it is my opinion that Charlie Kirk was a better man than Martin Luther King. This does not diminish his greatness, but the one distinguishing factor, Martin Luther King was not faithful and Charlie Kirk was. To me, that speaks to a man's character because he probably, think about Charlie Kirk and all of the influence he had. You think Erica Kirk is the only woman who thinks he was attractive? Uh-oh. Are you really going to pull this nigga shit? And when I stop talking, you're going to wait for me to tell you that you can talk. Oh, no, I didn't want to interrupt you. Are you really doing that right now? Or are you really just giving me the floor? Yeah, that's what he was doing.
I mean,
yeah, that's
I
what
was
he
going
was
to
doing.
say, I mean, you're asking me a question. I mean, pretty much, no, I don't think so. But I mean,
Okay.
just because he didn't take those options or we didn't hear about it doesn't mean it didn't happen. But I was going to say, that doesn't mean Charlie Kirk has not sinned and
Yes,
has
you're
not
right.
done anything worse than cheating on his wife. That's what I'm saying.
Well, let me ask you this. What would be worse than cheating on your wife?
I think politically defending another type of agenda on
Here we
what's
go.
going on in the world.
Here we go. This is it. So, okay. So, and that's okay.
Like
You can
genocide.
think. I hear you. So, I think what this is I think you and I are on opposite sides of the aisle. My guess is that you're probably not conservative or Republican. You're probably a
No, I'm
liberal.
conservative. I'm
Okay,
conservative,
so-
but
so-
there's still
so-
things
so
that go
what-
on that I don't 100% agree with.
Okay, that's fine. But what could Charlie have done? I'm sorry if if you think MLK was a better man than Charlie Kirk, you are not a conservative. I'm sorry, you just aren't. That's worse than. And no, he's not listening. Cheating on his wife.
While also defending Israel when they're doing wrong, and he has a huge following, which has his followers also follow behind what he's saying.
And that's worse than cheating on your wife? Yeah, what that implied there, and I guess I should have caught this yesterday, it's almost like, and I guess Basil can correct me if I'm wrong here. He has followers and he's influential. So what exactly do you mean by that, Basil? What his followers are going to go and commit genocide? Come on, man.
Yes.
Okay, well, hey, listen, you
Because
are
it can
entitled.
influence other people.
Okay, that's fine. Influence other people to what? Go off and commit mass genocide? But again, listen, this is your opinion, and you are entitled to it. It is my opinion that the reason why you are trying to, and here's the thing: if Charlie Kirk did have, and this whole politically defending this stuff, that's bullshit. That's not a sin. That's an opinion. Okay, the fact that you're telling me that you think that defending Israel, and forgive me because I'm not 100%, I'm not as knowledgeable on the Israel situation as like a guy like Myron. So forgive me for my ignorance here. But for you to tell me that defending Israel is a worse sin than cheating on his wife, that's bullshit, because it does not say in the Bible, thou shalt not defend Israel. It says, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not cheat. Wait, sorry about that. Hold on. Let me get you back.
I can argue that he knows that what he's saying is wrong, and he's trying to push a type of agenda because a lot of the people he deals with are Zionists. And if he does not, and if he does not agree with Israel, then he will lose funds. He'll, or possibly, which already happened, get assassinated. That's also could be a possibility.
It could be a possibility, but if Charlie Kirk had any indiscretions on his wife or sinned worse than cheating on his wife, we would probably know about it because of his high profile.
I disagree because a lot of things are put under the rug today.
Oh my God. So let me ask you this. A lot of things are put under the rug. And it's just like somebody in the chat said, all of those college girls, all these college campuses Charlie Kirk went to, changing the hearts and minds of young men everywhere. You don't think that was attractive to young college girls? You don't think these young college sluts tried to hit on Charlie? I'm sure they did. And if Charlie ever partook in any of those shenanigans, trust and believe one of these hoes would have said something. Hold on, let me ask you this. No, you're right. Let me ask you, who do you think would be more likely to cheat on their wife, knowing what we know now, Charlie Kirk or Martin Luther King Jr.?
Martin Luther King, but that doesn't.
Really, nigga? Really, nigga?
Let's go back and listen to that again. Cheating Israel is a worse sin than cheating on his wife. That's bullshit, because it does not say in the Bible, thou shalt not defend Israel. It says, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not cheat. Wait, sorry about that. Hold on, let me get you back.
I can argue that he knows that what he's saying is wrong, and he's trying to push a type of agenda because a lot of the people he deals with are Zionists. And if he does not agree with,
I don't know what politics and Zionists have to do with a man's personal character.
Israel, then he will lose funds. Or possibly, which already happened, get assassinated. That's also could be a possibility.
It could be a possibility, but if Charlie Kirk had any indiscretions on his wife or sinned worse than cheating on his wife, we would probably know about it because of his high profile.
I disagree because a lot of things are put under the rug today.
So let me ask you this. Hold on. Let me ask you this. No, you're right. Let me ask you. Who do you think would be more likely to cheat on their wife, knowing what we know now, Charlie Kirk or Martin Luther King Jr.?
Martin Luther King, but that.
Gotcha, bitch.
There it is. That's it. Game over. That was it. Martin Luther King, but it's the same as when I asked Beans, is there a world where you could see evidence that Carmelo Anthony is guilty of first-degree murder? He says, no, because I already know he's guilty of involuntary manslaughter. Haven't seen shit like that since. Yeah, Shannon Sharp would disagree, absolutely. Yeah, Dana G. Lee says President Trump is rich and passed out NDAs and his affairs still came out. Yeah, get out of here with that.
Doesn't make him a bad man. That doesn't.
I did not. Basil, I never said that Martin Luther King Jr. was a bad man. I've not said that. Kirk. No, he is not a bad man versus... You see, look at him. See, this is a game to him. Oh, wait, versus Charlie Kirk. You see how he's trying to pigeonhole his argument? Well, you didn't say he was a bad man, but compared to Charlie Kirk, right? Charlie Kirk. Martin Luther King was a great man. Okay? Charlie Kirk was a...
You think Kirk's better?
Say again?
And I disagree with you on that one.
Wait, what did you... Hold on. Wait, Basil. We can't talk over each other. Back up, okay? I said Charlie Kirk was a better man than Martin Luther King Jr. I have never once said that Martin Luther King was a bad man.
Yeah, but what you're saying is Charlie Kirk is a greater man just because he did not cheat on his wife.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
With that. And I disagree with that because I believe that Martin Luther King did greater things during his time. I'm not saying Kirk did not do good things while he was still alive, but what I'm saying is I believe Martin Luther King Jr. was better during his time.
Okay.
Before he died. That's what I'm saying. And I was trying to see
better during his time before he died. And like I told him today, the day before he died, he fucked 2 prostitutes and choked another bitch out. Got it.
What you thought. Well,
Edward Cross says he's just agreeing to disagree. He wants to be contrarian. No, guys. What you guys are seeing is racial tribalism. Racial tribalism. This is what you're seeing. Cream Soda, if you're on Basil's side, my guy, just come out and say it. If you're on Basil's side, just go ahead and come out and say it, man. I have a knack for picking up on these kinds of leading statements where you just don't want to reveal what side you're on. You ask little things. He says maybe Basil would say that defending religion can be wrong, or maybe worse than infidelity. Maybe I could agree there. So you're opening to agreeing with this nonsense. And then he says, yep, he has a point there. I hope you're talking about me, because this thing is over.
The reason of why you thought Charlie Kirk was the better man, and you said it was because he
didn't cheat on his wife. Yes.
Or it's not out there that he didn't cheat on his wife. And I was saying, we technically do not know that, because
we don't know that Charlie. Hold on, you're right. You're absolutely right, Basil. You're right. Hold on, Basil. You're right. We don't know if Charlie Kirk cheated on Erica Kirk. We know that Martin Luther King Jr. cheated on Coretta many, many times.
That is true, but then again, you can't agree that it was different times, and it was that people were more honest during that time.
Sin is the same, buddy. Sin is the same, buddy. You're trying to, yeah, sin is the same whether it's in 2025 or 1965. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to tell us, well, we don't know what Charlie Kirk did. Do you think cheating on Coretta was Martin Luther King's only discretion? You think that was his own sin? Like, again, we're all human and we all sin, but not all sins are the same in the eyes of God, and they're definitely not the same in the eyes of people. I'm not a God. I'm not a deity, okay? I am self-aware enough to know and understand that it is very easy to give into temptation. When you give into temptation, that shows a weakness and a lack of character. This is something that I have struggled with my entire life. Martin Luther King is one of the greatest humans to have ever walked the face of the earth. And he is the very reason that I can sit here and talk about this right now. But morally, ethically, in terms of being a good husband, I'm sure Martin Luther King was a great father. And I'm sure he's probably a good husband too. The man cheated on his wife, and for that reason, Charlie Kirk was a better man than Martin Luther King Jr. I'll give you the last word.
Okay, I disagree, because I think
you disagree because he's black.
He was a more honest man.
So you think Charlie Kirk is lying about not having cheated?
He's
a more honest man, really?
Honest man, because a lot of people.
Hold on, let me stop it right there. You think he's a more honest man? Wait, hold on, Basil. You think he's a more honest man, but he deceived his wife. It takes a level of deceit and dishonesty to step out on your wife. But Martin Luther King was the more honest man. Come on.
Hold on. And I'm saying this because a lot of people, not only me, say that Charlie Kirk also knew what was going on around in Israel. And
Israel is not. Look, bro. Giving an opinion on Israel is not a sin.
I mean, what I'm saying is, if you know a genocide is going on, and then you still defend the country that is doing the genocide or the ethnic cleansing, that is still a sin, because you know what's going on and you're still continuing to push something that you know that is wrong.
This guy.
And that would also be considered a sin.
Okay, you know what? In the book, in the Basil Denson Bible, I guess Martin Luther King Jr. was a better man than Charlie Kirk.
I believe he's a better man because he's achieved more than Charlie Kirk has.
No, you believe Martin Luther King is a better man than Charlie Kirk because he's black. No, yes, you do. And that's Basil. That's what it is. You reverse the races. This is a different conversation. Bro, you're smiling because you know I'm right. This, guys, what is happening here, gentlemen, and now I'm going to talk to the crowd here. What is happening, guys? This is low-key, indirect racial tribalism. Okay? You are using No, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish respectfully. You are using disingenuous arguments. We don't know what Charlie Kirk did. You're right. We don't know. We know what Martin Luther King Jr. did. Martin Luther King was the more honest man. Well, you can think that if you want to. The man cheated on his wife, repeatedly cheated on his wife. It takes a level of deceit and dishonesty to cheat on your wife. For those reasons, Martin Luther King accomplished more. He was more influential. He did a lot of good. He deserves his own holiday. But in my opinion, Charlie Kirk was a better man than Martin Luther King Jr.
Did you say Kirk accomplished more?
No, I said Martin Luther King Jr. accomplished more.
Okay.
Come on, man.
You're right.
And you said you're a conservative. And here's the thing, Basil. Here's the thing. You said you're conservative. I'm calling bullshit. I don't think you're conservative at all.
I literally voted for Trump.
I don't give a shit. Just because you voted for Trump doesn't mean you're conservative.
Okay, but I mean, but you believe just because he cheated on his wife means he's not a good man. He's not.
I did not say Martin Luther King Jr. was not a good man. You keep in order to win this debate, you keep putting words. No, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. You keep putting words in my mouth. Hannah says, I completely get the red pill in MGTOW, but I don't understand how people look to Donovan for guidance. Let me get your help in the chat. Could somebody educate Hannah? Could somebody educate Hannah on why you guys look to me for guidance? Just because I don't want to tell it. I don't want to tell it. I want you guys to tell it. Let Hannah know why you guys look to me for guidance. Okay? Let her know, because I'm not going to tell her. I'm going to let you guys tell it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm your pal says he really wanted to go down the Israel route. Yeah, that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to make politics. It was crazy. It was crazy. Never said that Martin Luther King Jr. was a bad person or a bad human. Angel Berber with the $10 super chat says, Basil strawmanned your position, then pivoted to making assertions about Charlie's character, which required him to demonstrate with evidence. You had evidence to demonstrate your claim. He did not. There you go. And guys, the definition of arguing in bad faith is taking a position and making the other side think that you are taking that position for the reason, how can I put this? Arguing in bad faith, it's hard to, it's so simple, it's hard to explain. Arguing in bad faith is taking a position and telling the other side that the reason you're taking that position is not really the reason. Basil wants us all to think that he thinks Martin Luther King is a better person, a better man than Charlie Kirk was because of his accomplishments. Okay? That's what he's telling us. The reason why Basil argued in bad faith is because that's not the reason why he tells us that he thinks MLK is the better person. He told us that he thinks MLK is the better person because he's black. And the reason why we know this is because he couldn't substantiate his claim. Every time I defeated one argument, he would shift the goalpost, then he would obfuscate. I would defeat that argument, shift the goalpost, obfuscate. I kicked this dude's ass up and down. And even when I told him earlier today, hey man, Martin Luther King used to beat up women. Oh, well, you know, are we sure about that? Can that be proven? Where's your evidence? I picked up my phone and said, uh-oh, breaking news. Breaking news. Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk says that Charlie Kirk stepped out on him. Basil, what are your thoughts? He's like, well, I'm not surprised. Oh, so wait a minute. I just sat here and told you what a lot of people already knew about Martin Luther King Jr., and you want to question the validity of those claims and accusations, but you're going to believe me, the only guy that you've ever heard say anything about Charlie Kirk's quote-unquote infidelities, you bought into that hook, line, and sinker. Yep, that's called a gotcha.
Gotcha, bitch.
I tricked his ass and he fell for it. Let's get it. Let me finish, please. I'll give you the floor. Never said that. So I would appreciate it if you would stop saying, well, that doesn't mean he's a bad person. I never said that means he's a bad person. Okay?
Okay. Well, you believe that because Charlie Kirk did not cheat on his wife, that makes him a greater man than him. And
yes, and you want to know what else thinks that? The Bible thinks that. And last I checked, Martin Luther King and Charlie Kirk and Martin Luther King and Charlie Kirk serve the same God.
You don't even so you don't even follow the Bible. So I was not trying to say that as
I don't have to follow the Bible to know that the Bible says he shouldn't commit adultery. Stop it.
a religious term, but it doesn't matter.
So you mean to tell me that in the Bible it says that it's okay for a man to cheat on his wife? Is that what you're saying?
A man can. There's been people who cheated on their wives in the Bible.
Yeah, absolutely, David and Bathsheba.
That's all at the end of the day that matters, because in the Bible it states that we're all sinners.
So now he's going macro. He's lost the micro argument, so now he's going macro. Well, we all are sinners.
Just because Charlie Kirk sinned in a different time, it doesn't matter. As long as he repents and he believes he's Christian, he can still be saved, because in the Bible, God believes we're all sinners. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter what you say, God would still see Charlie Kirk as a sinner. He wouldn't be like, oh, just because he didn't cheat on his wife, that makes him a better man.
I never said that Charlie Kirk was not a sinner. I never said that Charlie Kirk wasn't a sinner. I definitely never said Charlie Kirk was perfect.
Human side on how everybody sees it. They will not say on average that Charlie Kirk was a better man than Martin Luther King Jr. That's what I'm saying. And what I'm saying.
And want to know why? And you want to know why? Because you're thinking about black people. See, right now you're in your feelings.
No,
okay?
I'm talking about on average. If you did a poll,
on average, listen,
influential, who was the better man, Martin Luther King or Charlie Kirk? I'm saying most people would say Martin Luther King, because Martin Luther King was a hell of a man.
He was a hell of a man, but Charlie,
of any man.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
He was a hell of a man. He accomplished a lot more than Charlie. Well, he accomplished a lot more in his lifetime than Charlie Kirk ever did. But as far as moral character within the confines of his marriage before God, Charlie Kirk was a better man than Martin Luther King.
But God's out of the situation because
No, he is not out of the situation. No,
God's
see,
out of the
now you're trying to remove God. Basil, boy.
my
friend, you're arguing in bad faith. Boy. You're arguing in bad faith.
God-
Dude, this nigga said, see, now this nigga really lost. Wait, take God out of the situation, bro. They were both devout Christians. God was the centerpiece. Listen to this dude. Take God out of the situation. What are you doing? What are you doing? He was a hell of a man, but Charlie.
Of any man.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
He was a hell of a man. He accomplished a lot more than Charlie. Well, he accomplished a lot more in his lifetime than Charlie Kirk ever did. But as far as moral, Dixie wants to know: are you still addicted to kratom? It's tough. Yeah, kratom is not addictive. Kratom's not addictive. I've taken kratom now since 2014, but no, kratom's not addictive. Character within the confines of his marriage before God, Charlie Kirk was a better man than Martin Luther King.
But God's out of the situation because
No, God's out of the situation. God's out of the situation. Bro, what the fuck? You're going to take God out of the situation? So see, do you see I kept defeating his arguments. He kept trying to take this out of the situation. No. He is not out of the situation. No, see now you're trying to remove God. Basil, my friend, you're arguing in bad faith. You're arguing in bad faith.
God's not going to look at it, because you cheated on your wife, that makes you less of a man.
Nobody said that Martin Luther King was less of a man for cheating on his wife. I said that Charlie Kirk was more of a man for not cheating on his. Dixie said, I went through it myself, big mistake. Then you didn't do it right, Dixie, because I've taken kratom for 11. The reason why it was a big mistake for you is probably because you didn't do it right. And guys, I want you guys to understand, if you are going to go the kratom route, okay, once a month, you need to go through at least a 1 week washout period, okay? I don't take kratom every day. I probably go like 2 days on and 1 day off. Sometimes I'll go 2 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off. But if I go 2 or 3 weeks straight without a break, I give myself a 1 week washout period. That's how you prevent the side effects from kratom. Do some education before getting into this stuff.
All right, so we're going to agree to disagree because I disagree
Yeah, translation, I lost the argument.
with you on this one.
What about
I'm not
Obama?
saying Charlie Kirk was not a good man. He was a good man, but I do not think he was on the level of Martin Luther King Jr.
I didn't say that he was on the level of. I did not. Basil, and maybe I'm guilty. Maybe I'm guilty because I didn't communicate this properly.
Because you have a lot of followers.
Basil, I need you to shut the fuck up and let me finish. Okay, I've been courteous to this point. I didn't want to get nasty. Let me finish, and I promise you, I will let you talk. I did not say that Charlie Kirk was this. All right, cool. You want to be like that? Cool. Then you can leave. I am your pal says we need a goalpost and straw man counter. Yeah, he really, dude, and oh my God, Jaber says I'm making queso burgers tonight. Oh my God. Cream Soda says Basil was being philosophical, not tribal at all. Donovan has a point. Also, it's subjective to what someone would call less virtuous or moral. That is a complicated discussion. Cream Soda, my guy. Oh God, Cream Soda. Oh Jesus fucking Christ. Like, Cream Soda, do you think I'm a fucking idiot? Like, really, do you think I'm an idiot? I sat here and told you that you agreed with Basil. I told you fucking agreed with Basil. What did you do? You lied. No, it's just if he said it this way, I would have agreed with him. He was not arguing philosophically. He was arguing in bad faith. The dude moved the goalpost. It kept straw manning my arguments. It was ridiculous. That wasn't even close. The fuck are you talking about? And Cream Soda, bro, I'm gonna tell you what, if you consider that being philosophical, then my friend, you've got bigger problems. There was nothing philosophical about that discussion on his end. That was fucking ridiculous. Maybe you need to go back and watch some of my earlier episodes, my friend, because brah, you can't be that daft. You can't be that stupid. You cannot be that stupid. If you're here, you cannot be that dumb. Basil was being philosophical. What the fuck are you? I swear to God, people always hide their intentions. Cream Soda is afraid to admit that he agrees with Basil, which means that Cream Soda is probably black as well. Cream Soda says, I agree with you both and him, though, but I don't think he's being tribal. He is 100% being tribal, number one. Number two, you don't agree with me. You agree with him. No, actually, you agree with me, but you're telling us that you agree with us both because you are also being tribal. He was being philosophical. Shut the fuck up. I swear to God, man. I swear to God, dude. Just keep it fucking real, man. Just keep it real. If you agree with the nigga, just say you agree with the nigga. Jesus Christ. He was being philosophical. No, that was tribal all the way. Jesus, Martin Luther King Jr. was a better man because he was more honest. Oh, he cheated on his wife. Is that honest? Fuck out of here. We don't know what Charlie Kirk did because nobody said anything. Oh, okay. So because there's no evidence to suggest that he didn't cheat, that means he did. Fuck out of here, man. Seriously. You can't agree with us both. You can't agree with us both because I was right and he was dead fucking wrong. And if you agree with us both, then you're fucking wrong. I don't give a shit. I'm calling everything out, man. Fuck it. Okay. Our next video is going to blow you guys away. And it's a content creator that I have been subscribed to for quite a while. His name is now Tinashe Peter, and I apologize. I greatly apologize if he, oh, wait, we got somebody pulled up. Now, Adam Hudson, normally I would require you to be on camera to discuss this with me, but fuck it. I probably won't get another call on this. So let me go ahead and add you to the stage. Oop. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, what's the disagreement? I know we're gonna disagree. I pretty much disagree with all your positions.
Okay, start with the first one.
Yeah, I'm asking what is the oh, you talking about what I disagree with you?
Yeah.
Well, what's your position on Martin Luther King?
Charlie Kirk was a better man than Martin Luther King.
Oh hell no, you sound crazy.
Okay,
You sound crazy as hell.
Okay, well tell me why.
Charlie Kirk was a white supremacist. Martin Luther King, he was a great man because he stood up for his values. He was about fairness. Charlie Kirk is more for white superiority and white privilege.
And what makes
so therefore Martin Luther King is a better man because he was a more moral man.
Martin Luther King was the more moral. Martin Luther King cheated on his wife and he beat women. Where's the morality there?
Okay, yeah, we didn't say he was perfect. He's not perfect, but
no, didn't say he was.
Check this out. Let me finish my statement. His good outweighed his bad though, because what he did was he created.
I agree with
a major change, and I would say that his impact, the good impact that he left, overrides the negative, as far as with him cheating on his wife and stuff like that.
And I agree with that, and this is why he has a national holiday. So yeah, I agree that the good that Martin Luther King did definitely outweighed the bad, but by the same token, I'm not going to sit here and look past the fact that he beat women and cheated on his wife with prostitutes. As a matter of fact, did you know that the day before he died, he fucked 2 women and beat another, according to his best friend Ralph Abernathy?
Yeah, that's alleged. He didn't go to court for that. He wasn't proven beyond a reasonable doubt that was true. So therefore, that's right now. It sounds like a rumor as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that's fine.
You spreading, you gossiping right now like a woman.
Adam, I need you to let me finish talking. You really need to do your research.
Well, just don't cut me off whenever I'm talking.
Nigga, I'll cut you off anytime I fucking want to because this is my goddamn platform.
Well, fuck you then.
Well, fuck you too.
Well, fuck you then.
Yeah, fuck you too, nigga. There it is. Well, fuck you then. I knew he was on some bullshit. Well, first of all, he was a white supremacist. Nigga, shut the fuck up, ignorant ass. Okay. Speaking of which, Adam, actually, you might want to stick around for this. This is actually a video I just pulled up. It says, for a generation of black conservatives, Charlie Kirk built more than politics. He built community. The death of Charlie Kirk, the article starts. The death of Charlie Kirk has left a generation of young black conservatives grieving not only the loss of an influential figure, but also the man they said built a community where they felt they belonged. A half a dozen black conservatives tell ABC News. For many, the news arrived. The news arrived in the morning. The news arrived in the most jarring of ways. Text messages lighting up phones and timelines filled with a viral video of his final moments. What followed was shock, heartbreak, and reflection on the complicated legacy of a man whose influence for some ran deeper than many outside of his circle ever realized. To be a black conservative in America often means carrying a dual burden that is as social as it is political. Pew Research found that 83% of black voters identify with or lean Democratic, while 12% align with the Republican Party. Faced with such a stark divide, matter of fact, you guys want to see proof of Charlie Kirk's white supremacy? Let's take a look at Instagram. Okay. And you saw how Adam just automatically just dismissed it. He's like, okay, he wasn't perfect. Yeah, the nigga beat women. The nigga, no, you're goddamn right, he wasn't perfect. Wasn't nobody perfect. All right, so check it out. White supremacist. So this is Charlie Kirk, the white supremacist, talking to 400 black people being treated like royalty. This is off of Amir Odoms. Listen to this.
Being treated like royalty. And he has nothing but that to say. Are you kidding me? Are treated like Medal of Honor recipients. Because y'all are, by the way. You are heroes for what you're doing. Because you see the backlash. Exactly. You read the comment section.
Guys, this is him talking to 400 black people.
On the CNN live feed, what they're saying about you, how much do they get paid? That's what they're saying. Where did they find these people? Wow. I didn't know that Craigslist existed for paid actors for Trump rallies. But guess what? There's nothing more real than you. Yeah. Because it's so hard. 400 black people are in the East Room being treated like royalty.
And there is white supremacist Charlie Kirk. And of course, when I presented Adam with the facts, well, that's alleged. Nigga, that came from his best friend, Ralph Abernathy. You see, when they present the truth, they're like, oh, no, that's not true. Nigga wants to be willfully ignorant. All right, now we're going to get into the, we're really going to get into the nitty gritty now. The name of this video is entitled Charlie Kirk Was Everything MLK Wanted to Be. The name of this content creator, and I highly suggest you absolutely, positively have got to subscribe to this guy. You've got to subscribe to this guy, okay? Dixie says, does Donovan consider himself conservative? Come on, of course I do. Is Dixie, are you Pixie? Yeah, Fred Casilla says one of Charlie Kirk's best friends was Candace Owens. Yeah, they'll say that he was a white supremacist. They'll say that she was a white supremacist too. You guys absolutely need to subscribe to this channel. It used to be called Aquarius Wave. Sean Moore says he loves this channel. This dude is a fucking rock star. He is absolutely a rock star. Love this dude's channel. This guy speaks common sense. This dude here is a real one. But he goes now by Tinashe Peter, and I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. Because I know about the singer Tinashe, but I don't know if that's how he pronounces. I don't know that he pronounces it. I don't know how he pronounces it. Anyway, this video is going to absolutely blow your socks off. Take a look.
Liberals have been triggered by the comparison between Charlie Kirk and Martin Luther King. And the reason they've been triggered is because essentially they've been brainwashed, conditioned, and some of them probably even possessed at this point with their racial idolatry or this fixation on identity politics, right? How dare you compare this white man to our black excellence? Yet ironically enough, I would dare to say that Charlie Kirk was a far better man as far as who he was, how he moved through life, the sort of values that he actually upheld and kept. I believe he was a better man than Martin Luther King.
What?
And, you know, again, because King was essentially created to be this martyr of sorts, it's so hard to see a Charlie Kirk because of how recent his assassination was.
Yo, Pixie, like, if this really is Pixie in the chat, like, you need to be the fuck out of here. Pixie, I want nothing to do with you. Like, matter of fact, fuck out of here, man. Just the nickname people call you? Yeah, bitch, you're out. Fuck you. I want nothing to do with Pixie's dumbass. Fuck out of here.
To see him in the very same light as an MLK. But I feel that I found the best explanation I possibly can from a very well-versed brother on basically bringing this full circle, right? Again, and I stand on what I stand on. Charlie.
Adam, nigga, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, you dumb nigga. All you want, dude, you're, yeah, there it is. You're fucking drunk, you're high, you're fucking smoking weed. Nigga, I got nothing to say to you. You're ignorant. You're a nigga. You are what's wrong with this country. You are what's wrong with this country. The black fatigue people are talking about, that's you, Adam. Can't speak a lick of fucking English and you sound like you've been smoking weed for 3 days. Fuck you.
Kirk, the way in which he lived his life was a greater example of how to live than even an MLK. And so it is no coincidence that we are having this massive sort of revival.
See, Adam took the L. Adam took the L, so he keeps trying to get back in here and get the W. Nigga, you got exposed. You're a dumb nigga. Fuck out of here.
That is taking place in this country. This galvanizing of the young.
Can you spell supremacist, Adam?
And the old.
And that probably wasn't his name. His probably name was like Jaquan Travius or some shit like that.
Coming together because of this one man and the legacy that he left behind. Though it wasn't based in policy like the Civil Rights Act, I think it is in something far greater. So, in saying that, let's go ahead and get into this.
Listen to
this.
To
put King and Kirk.
And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to tell you right now, this nigga right here is a real one.
Kirk on the same footing is an erroneous thing to do. While Kirk actually lived out the values that he talked about publicly, Dr. King did not. We know that Dr. King was involved in orgies, he liked to sleep with prostitutes, and that according to his best friend Ralph Abernathy, he even beat up a few women. While
his best friend Ralph Abernathy,
Kirk believed. And
guys, this is a very, very, very important part of the podcast. This is a very important part of the podcast. If you still find yourself idolizing Martin Luther King Jr., stick around if you want to know the truth.
The fundamental tenets of the Christian faith and the virgin birth, that Jesus resurrected from the dead, and the literal existence of heaven.
Now, before we continue, I don't know if this is news to y'all, right? I don't know if you guys know about many of the FBI tapes and things of that nature, because obviously, like many of these, political activists, etc., he was being tracked by the FBI and probably other intelligence agencies, and they were looking for other things, but what they ended up finding was that MLK was not exactly the quintessential definition of a man of God. And let's just say there were a lot of extracurriculars taking place in those hotel rooms. It wasn't just political activism. I'll just keep it at that.
Now, Dr. King didn't believe in any of those things according to his very own writings. We also know that there was a philosophical difference between the two men when it comes to Marxism. Now, while it is true that both men denounced Marxism in public, unlike King, Charlie never advocated for a redistribution of wealth, for social justice. These are things that King did advocate for. And so it's safe to say that when Kirk denounced Marxism, he was being honest and truthful.
I got Jamie Herring on the pull-up line. I'll bring him up right after this.
Whereas when King denounced Marxism, he was being a deceptive liar. Finally, when King was assassinated in 1968, there were a flurry of riots that took place across the country. Whereas it's now been a few days since Kirk's assassination, and we haven't seen any riots at all. This is a testament to the truth and conviction behind the words that Charlie Kirk spoke compared to the sophistry behind the words that Martin Luther King spoke. Wow. I would add that although Charlie Kirk and Dr. King were both heavily involved in the political realm, their approach to politics was also strikingly different. Charlie Kirk advocated for people to get right with Christ, for men to step up and be men, for women to be virtuous women of honor. He believed that the government has run amok and we must begin to roll back a lot of that overgrowth in order that we might get back to the true edicts of the Constitution. Whereas King believed that we should expand the role of government, that the government should have a foothold when it comes to things like housing, jobs, and wealth redistribution. The so-called ministers who have taken up the baton after King's passing are apostates, race hustlers, and opportunists. They thrive on race division and conflict. They anger their own people and keep them bitter and poor while they enrich themselves. Meanwhile, I see videos of young men in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's death saying, I've never been to church before, but I feel inclined now to go to church because that's the kind of thing that Charlie Kirk talked about. I feel inclined to be a better husband, to be a better man, to be a better friend, because that's the kind of person that Charlie Kirk was. This is a testament to fruit. Charlie Kirk was a producer of good fruit, while Dr. King was a producer of bad fruit. None of this is to make light of Dr. King's death. Anytime somebody takes a bullet to the head or neck, it's a tragedy. And my hope for King was that he repented. But we know that the night before he was assassinated, he slept with 2 women and beat up another woman. And so it's hard to say, while Charlie Kirk took a bullet to the neck while educating college students on what is real versus what is false.
Woo! Hey! That was some heavy shit. Before we get my reaction to that, let me go ahead and bring up Jamie Herring. Jamie, you got me?
How you doing, Mr. Sharp?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a little while. How you been?
I'm fine. Yourself?
I'm doing good, man. Just cooking these niggas as usual.
Yeah. Keep on doing it, though, man, because the more people like you, the more better, man. I like that haircut, man.
Appreciate it. Now, before you compliment me too much on my haircut, this is as long as it gets before the rest starts. So I'm starting to go thin up top, right? And this is as long as it gets before you can see the difference. So I'll probably have this tight hairline for about 3 days. Then I'm gonna have to cut it again. But I appreciate it anyway.
Yeah, I'm at the barbershop Friday, which I plan on doing. You know what I mean? So it's all good.
Damn, bro, you need an this, man. What you doing?
I was watching your video, and this video is about comparing Mr. Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace to Mr. Charlie Kirk. By the way, I watch a lot of his content, and I just had a conversation with some Negroes earlier today, and I said that I don't care about Charlie Kirk's political views. That man had no right to shoot and murder that man, and I hope he does get the death penalty. We have a thing in America called freedom of speech, and people are allowed to express themselves whether you like it or not. Right. So they're trying to compare Mr. Charlie Kirk to Martin Luther King. So can you fill me in what the topic's about? Because I have a few things I want to add to it.
Yeah. So Charlie Kirk and MLK, there are a lot of similarities between the two. They were both activists. They were both political leaders. They were both married. They both had worldwide effect. Obviously, you and I both know Martin Luther King Jr. He changed the world, man. He changed the very course. He changed the very course of U.S. history. And without people like him, without people like Medgar Evers, even Malcolm X to some degree, without people like that, the civil rights leaders of the 1960s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, it would probably be a very different world today. All of that being said, as great as Martin Luther King was, as we're seeing here, as we just heard here in the video, Martin Luther King, when he was out of the public eye, engaged in all kinds of philanderous activities. Orgies, threesomes, he had sex with prostitutes, he had a penchant for putting hands on and beating women. And when I present this to the black community, one person, both of the niggas that I talked to when I presented this to them, both of them, number one, they called into question the validity of the claim, even though we just heard that it was his best friend, Ralph Abernathy, who verified this stuff, but they just completely dismissed it. Adam even said, all right, well, listen, the good outweighed the bad. He's right, the good did outweigh the bad, but we are still going to talk about the bad. And so my position is that character-wise, influence-wise, it's MLK. Maybe Charlie Kirk, even in death, maybe he'll get to where MLK was, influence-wise, we'll never know. Character-wise, husband-wise, it was Charlie Kirk all the way. And knowing what we're finding out now about Martin Luther King Jr., it is clear that he was definitely not the man that he presented himself to be.
Yes, and that's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to add to it.
Okay.
Because when I was growing up in school, they always presented Martin Luther King like he was just this wonderful human being, that he was a saint. He could do no wrong, right? And as I got older and I started digging into this man's life, you are correct. This man definitely has some character flaws, though, right? I'm going to tell you a story, right? I heard.
Okay.
I heard a story. This is allegedly, okay?
Okay.
That some guys that he was hanging with raped a woman.
Oh, no.
And he was there when it happened. Now, did he participate in the rape of this woman? No, he did not. But he stood there and allowed these men to rape this woman. We don't know if it was a white woman or a black woman.
It doesn't matter what color she was. It was wrong, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Agree. But yeah, so that's one story I heard. He was married to, what's the woman's name? Coretta Scott.
Coretta Scott. Coretta Scott. That's correct.
Scott. And yes, he definitely engaged in adultery, infidelity, and also heard stories that he used to compliment Jackie Kennedy. And he used to give her compliments. Somebody, she had a fat ass, and he used to compliment John F. Kennedy's wife in a very sexual manner also.
Hold on, let me stop you right there.
Yes, sir.
Did and I don't know, maybe you know, did Jackie O have cakes? Like, I'm just asking for a friend. Did Jackie O have cakes? Yes or no?
I never looked at her like that though, but she was a pretty decent looking woman.
Okay, and I'll let you go on here for a second. We know Marilyn Monroe had cakes. You think you think Marilyn Monroe fucked niggas? Like, you think?
You know what? The story I heard about Marilyn Monroe, the story I heard about her was she was not a racist at all.
No, of course not.
She wasn't a racist. Marilyn Monroe was actually a good person.
Yeah,
she was a very
absolutely.
promiscuous woman. She fooled around with JFK. John F. Kennedy,
and she was married to Joe DiMaggio from the Dodgers.
She was involved with I think when the mafia dons, I think it was name was Sam Giancana.
Yep.
I think she had a
memory.
friend with Sam Giancana.
Yep.
But she supported the civil rights movement. Believe it or not, a lot of people know about Marilyn Monroe. She supported the civil rights movement, and she was also a big fan of what's that woman's name? She had that song "Unless My Life."
Oh my God! If you hadn't, I've got the tune in my head right now.
Her name was Ella something. Beyonce portrayed her in the movie.
Ella. Oh my God. Damn! If you hadn't asked me, I probably would have been able to say. But I know.
I forgot the woman's name.
Yes,
though,
the Yankees, not Dodgers.
Monroe,
Yes.
Marilyn Monroe was a big fan of her as well. So
okay.
She was a good. She had her character flaws though, but she was a good person. From the stories I've heard about her. But getting back to MLK,
Etta James. Etta James. That was her name.
Etta James. Yes, that's the woman's name. Marilyn Monroe was a big fan of her. But get back to MLK. Yes, he definitely was having sexual relations with white women while he was supposed to be married to his black wife.
Right.
And what else I heard about Martin Luther King? And then they supposed to have some video footage that's supposed to be coming out in the year 2017.
Yeah.
And it's going to explain and expose who Martin Luther King truly was in his personal life.
Right.
And then, J. Edgar Hoover, he was investigating.
J. Edgar Hoover had dirt on everybody. J. Edgar Hoover got dirt on everybody.
Yes, he was investigating Dr. King for years.
Absolutely.
And he had all kind of info on MLK. And that's going to be exposed in this documentary.
So that's 2027?
It's supposed to come, in the year 2027, it's supposed to come out. And so,
my God.
From, like you said, he was a great influencer. And even the civil rights movement, I've also heard that he was not a founding member of the civil rights movement. It was another black man. I don't know the guy's name.
Okay.
And then even his I Have a Dream speech, he did not make that I Have a Dream speech.
No, he did not.
I think they said allegedly someone else did, and he took credit for it, and he recited it at one of his speeches.
The writer of the I Have a Dream speech, and you'll actually hear this when I play some of these videos. I think he was a white guy, and I think he might have been gay. So it was a gay white guy. Not that it matters. It's an unbelievable speech. The point is Martin Luther King essentially plagiarized the I Have a Dream speech. Now, me personally, I don't care about that. I don't care that Martin Luther King Jr. didn't write the I Have a Dream speech. He delivered it, and I mean, that I Have a Dream speech was very instrumental in changing the world.
Okay, well, Mr. Sharp, I'm gonna have a little disagreement with you on that, and I'm gonna tell you why, my friend.
Okay.
I have a disagreement because if you're plagiarizing somebody else's work, it shows a lack of honor and integrity that you have for trying to take credit for somebody else's work that's not yours.
That's fair.
I respect men that when you create something, it is yours that came from up here and in here. So if Martin Luther King plagiarized this man's "I Have a Dream" speech and try to put off like it was his, and did not give this man, whether he was a homosexual man or not, and you did not give this man his credit, we have to question your honor and your integrity.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely,
to me,
man.
that's not a good thing. I still view Martin Luther King as a hero.
Absolutely.
But
100%.
But these things I've been hearing about this man in these last couple of years, it just made me question, like, wow.
Who was he?
And they go back
really?
to tell you right there, like, and I'm gonna say this though, Mr. Sharp, you could definitely separate the difference between somebody professionally, even personally. I'm gonna give you another example.
Okay.
Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Michael Jordan. I have the utmost admiration for Michael Jordan for what he has achieved and what he has accomplished as a black man, a dark-skinned black man, like in America. When you talk about the 90s, you have to talk about Michael Jordan.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But I was not a Michael Jordan fan growing up. I actually rooted for the Indiana Pacers in the 1998 NBA semifinals to beat the Bulls. Even in the 1998 NBA Finals, I was going for the Utah Jazz.
Damn.
And then when I started learning about Michael Jordan personally, he had a gambling habit.
Yes. He punched teammates.
He also was married with 3 children. He cheated on his wife.
Juanita.
And he also was involved with a white woman who tried to pin a baby on him. Now, it turned out the baby was not his, and he got a restraining order against this woman. And he was very nasty towards his teammates. He punched Steve Kerr in the face.
Yep.
During a basketball practice. Horace Grant despised him. And he's
I did not know that.
Yeah. Horace Grant cannot stand the guy. He wants to fight him.
Okay.
And then Michael Jordan's also a hypocrite because how are you going to criticize in your documentary, The Last Dance? How you have the audacity to criticize Scottie Pippen, who was your best teammate, about him being selfish because he was upset with Phil Jackson that he wasn't able to take the last shot, and the last shot was given to Tony Kukoc, which was the right decision.
Yes.
You didn't even play. You didn't even play in that series. You wasn't even in the NBA. You was playing baseball with the Chicago
White
Sox.
that was 90. Yeah, that was the 94 season.
Right. So why would you speak on something that you were not even there? And that's what Horace Grant had pointed out. Then number one, you got mad at Charles Barkley because he criticized you because your mismanagement as an owner of that NBA franchise, the Charlotte Hornets, right?
Yep.
Now, to be fair to Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley was definitely wrong for throwing his best friend under the bus and criticizing him. He should have called that man personally and maybe give him some advice on how to better management the team and how to seek out better players so they can contend for a championship in the future, how to rebuild and stuff like that. Charles Barkley should not have threw his best friend under the bus.
That makes sense.
And I definitely understand where Michael Jordan coming from, why he does not talk to Charles Barkley anymore. But my point of contention is this, though, right? You can't get mad at Charles Barkley for him criticizing you publicly, right?
Sure.
But you go criticize Scottie Pippen publicly by saying that he's selfish for choosing to sit down for the rest of the series because he didn't take the game-winning shot when you were not there in the first place.
Yeah, he didn't know anything about that situation. I remember Michael's exact words where Scottie was wrong for that.
Pippen look bad with your documentary series. That was wrong.
Yeah.
So even R. Kelly, right?
Oh my God.
I love R. Kelly's music. I listen to a lot of his R&B music, but personally, he was a degenerate. You heard his story about how he urinated on a 15-year-old girl.
Bro, we all saw the video, man. We all saw the video.
What I mean? So I'm saying, my point is this: you could definitely separate the difference between somebody professionally, and personally, right?
Okay.
And I learned from a young age, and I tell younger people this all the time: don't never worship and idolize celebrities.
Anybody.
Celebrities have their flaws. They make mistakes.
They're human.
They have their shortcomings. Celebrities are still human beings. Don't never worship and idolize celebrities. I do not worship or idolize celebrities. I never will. I can respect them, have a deep admiration for what they achieve and what they accomplish professionally. But personally, it depends on who you are. If you're not a person of righteousness, if you're not a person of virtue, good character, moral character, human decency, and you have no type of ethics or etiquette about yourself personally within your character, who you are, that makes you a good person. Because at the end of the day, money, wealth, and status does not define who you are.
That's right.
Personality, attitude, behavior, and character. Those are the 4 things that define who you are as a person, whether you are a man and a woman.
That's
so
right.
It's good that we'll find out more things about Martin Luther King, about his personal life, to show you, even though this man was a hero in the black community and American hero as a whole, this man was not without his flaws. And I'm going to leave it there.
Jamie Herring, dropping the knowledge as usual, man. Thanks for coming up. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, man. And I think we're all old enough to understand the doctrine of you never really want to meet your heroes because you're probably going to be disappointed. You know, you're probably going to be disappointed. This whole Martin Luther King thing, like with all of this stuff coming out, it's like we know that there are people with skeletons in their closet, but goddamn, that's a dude. Like, okay, all right, so you like to fuck prostitutes and this and that and the third. Say whatever we want. Okay, that's fine. But dude, putting your hands on women? Like, bruh, come on, man. You got to separate the art from the artist. Let's go to Chad. Let's go to Chad O. Johnson's YouTube channel. And now I have not watched this video. It says, why Charlie Kirk and MLK are not the same. Let's take a look and check this one out.
Saying that Charlie Kirk was our So it goes without saying that Charlie Kirk was our generation's most prominent voice when it comes to this kind of cultural renaissance back to biblical values, back to traditional values. The fact that this man was traversing the country, going into college campuses, directly into the pit of these indoctrination mills, and shining the light of Christ's truth and common sense was something to behold. The fact that he was quick-witted, the fact that he obviously showed respect and love for those who he was talking to. And yeah, he would take jabs every now and then, but you knew it wasn't coming from a place of darkness, but rather a desire for people to know the truth.
Sure.
One of the things I liked about Charlie in particular is the fact that even though he was very enveloped in a world of politics, he made it clear to those who listened to him that it's not a politician who's going to save you. It's not an election that's going to save the world.
Right.
The only thing that will save the world is the word of God, the blood of Christ. Charlie made this known, and it's the thing that I respected most about him. I personally didn't know Charlie. I met him twice at a couple of events, but I wasn't personal friends with him. And sure, we may have disagreed on some things.
Sure.
As far as the public space is concerned, the public square. But there's no denying that Charlie Kirk was a staple when it comes to powerful voices in our generation. Since the untimely death of Charlie Kirk, a number of you have sent me memes that are comparing Charlie Kirk to Martin Luther King. I think it's right to compare them, but not for the reasons that these memes are insinuating. Because what these memes are insinuating is that King was a good person, Charlie Kirk was a good person, and the two of them were assassinated because of words, because they stood for something good, and enemies of progress don't like that. And so it's for that reason that they saw it fit to pick up a gun and shoot them. I'll get to why it's a good comparison, but not for the reasons the people who are making these memes think in a moment. But first I want to talk about another comparison I'm saying, which is people comparing Charlie Kirk and his assassination to the death of George Floyd.
Oh my God.
First of all, I think that's a very weird comparison.
That's really weird.
George Floyd was a drug addict, career criminal.
Yep.
And he's someone who was relatively unknown by the general public. And the only reason we know his name is because of the video that went viral where Derek Chauvin has the knee near his neck. We later found out that it wasn't Derek Chauvin who killed George Floyd, but it was, of course, an overdose on fentanyl. Of course, the media didn't cover it in that way. They made Derek Chauvin out to be a huge white supremacist. They use the story of George Floyd to validate what they've been saying all along, which is there's a problem with police brutality and nobody gets it worse than black men, which is news to me as someone who is a black man, but that's neither here nor there. You try to compare someone like that to Charlie Kirk, who has spent his career speaking positivity,
right,
encouraging young men to follow Christ, basically calling out the nonsense that has emerged in our culture by way of the universities, by way of the entertainment industry, so on and so forth.
Right.
Charlie Kirk was world renowned. And so naturally, those who listen to him are not going to be compelled to take to the streets and burn down buildings.
There you go.
In the same way that a story about a career criminal that's spun to make him out to be a victim of police brutality will incite. But back to this comparison to Charlie Kirk and King. So to put King and Kirk on the same footing is an erroneous thing to do.
So this is where Aquarius Wave got the video. How about
Simply
that?
because while Kirk actually lived out the values that he talked about publicly, Dr. King did not. We know that
That's right.
Dr. King was not faithful to his wife. We know that he was involved in orgies, that he liked to sleep with prostitutes, and that according to his best friend, Ralph Abernathy, he even beat up a few women. I've never heard any such stories of Charlie Kirk doing that. Another difference that we know definitively is that while Charlie Kirk believed in the fundamental tenets of the Christian faith, he believed in the virgin birth, he believed that Jesus resurrected from the dead, he believed in the literal existence of heaven and hell. Dr. King didn't believe in any of those things according to his very own writings. We also know that there was a philosophical difference between the two men when it comes to Marxism. Now, while it is true that both men denounced Marxism in public, unlike King, Charlie never advocated for a redistribution of wealth. He never advocated for social justice. These are things that King did advocate for. King wanted for there to be a radical redistribution of wealth, he called it. He wanted for there to be a universal income. And he was a self-admitted advocate for so-called social justice, which is rooted in Marxism. And so it's safe to say that when Kirk denounced Marxism, he was being honest and truthful. Yep. Whereas when King denounced Marxism, he was being a deceptive liar. And then finally, when King was assassinated in 1968, there were a flurry of riots that took place across the country. Whereas it's now been a few days since Kirk's assassination and we haven't seen any riots at all. This is a testament to the truth and conviction behind the words that Charlie Kirk spoke compared to the sophistry behind the words that Martin Luther King spoke. I would add that although Charlie Kirk and Dr. King were both heavily involved in the political realm, their approach to politics was also strikingly different. There was a jarring difference between the two men when it came to their brand of politics. As I said,
yeah, Bad Rasta says, I think that the comparison of the left glorifying George and the right glorifying Charlie, the left riot and the right went to church. Yeah, it's just amazing. Like this is a clear separation of values. Like they are just not like us. They are fundamentally different than we are.
Earlier, Charlie Kirk did not advocate for politics as top priority when it came to what it will take to change communities. He advocated for people to get right with Christ, to repent and turn to Christ, for men to step up and be men, for women to be virtuous women of honor. He advocated for politics insofar that he believed in a small government, insofar that he believed that the government has run amok and we must begin to, in a sense, roll back a lot of that overgrowth in order that we might get back to the true edicts of the Constitution. Whereas King believed that we should expand the role of government. He believed that the government should have a
big government. That is definitely left-leaning
foothold and be a fixture when it comes to things like housing, when it comes to things like jobs and wealth redistribution. Again, King was a socialist, so it would make sense that he would want government to be heavily involved in those matters. The so-called ministers who have taken up the baton after King's passing are apostates. They are
Wow.
race hustlers and
This guy.
opportunists. They
You better
thrive
cook.
on race division and conflict. They anger their own people and keep them bitter and poor while they enrich themselves and fill their own pockets. Meanwhile, I see videos right now of young men in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's death saying, I've never been to church before, but I feel inclined now to go to church because that's the kind of thing that Charlie Kirk talked about. I feel inclined to be a better husband, to be a better man, to be a better friend, because that's the kind of person that Charlie Kirk was. This is a testament to fruit. We know that Charlie Kirk was a producer of good fruit, while Dr. King was a producer of bad fruit.
Jesus
All of the
Christ.
streets that are named after MLK are pretty much desolate tragedies. And that's the truth. Now, none of this is...
Oh my God. Wow, this dude is fucking cooking.
to make light of Dr. King's death. Anytime somebody takes a bullet to the head or neck, it's a tragedy. And my hope for King was that he repented, that he turned to Christ. But we know that the night before he was assassinated, he slept with 2 women and beat up another woman. And so it's hard to say whether he truly did repent or not. While Charlie Kirk took a bullet to the neck while educating college students on what is real versus what is false. This isn't to get you to hate Dr. King or to hate anyone for that matter. The Bible says that we should love everyone, including those who are our so-called enemy. But for those of you who are comparing King and Kirk as though both men are on equal footing when it comes to having done something positive for the world, you're just flat out wrong. Charlie Kirk himself did an expose on who King really was in January of 2024 that I highly recommend you check out.
Ooh. There it is. So Charlie Kirk called out Martin Luther King, and that's probably where a lot of these niggas get their white supremacy narratives from.
Anyway, that's my response to the whole Charlie Kirk and Martin Luther King comparison, and I hope it's been of some value to you.
It
Until next
absolutely
time.
has. Yeah, this guy's name is Chad O. Johnson. Chad O. Johnson. Subscribe to this dude. Subscribe to this dude, man. This dude is a real one. Guys, I gotta tell you, man. I gotta tell you, dude. It is so like that. I think one of the coolest things. I think one of oh boy. Hang on, guys, because the sound is way off. Hold on. Oh boy. Oh man. I must be overloading my computer right now. Oh, no, yes, no, yes. Huh. Oh boy. All right. Holy moly. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm a little bit behind. Aaron says, unblock me. Sam Sharp. I'll debunk all of your low IQ talking points. Aaron, you're a dumb nigga. Okay? You're like Aaron. Aaron, my guy, I want you to understand something, Aaron. I want you to understand something, Aaron. You are the epitome of what we detest here in America. Like seriously. You called up, you sound like you're smoking weed, you sound like you're walking down the street, and you want to talk about me being all my low IQ talking points? All you want to do is come on here and talk trash and call names. You don't want to listen to me. All you want to do is argue. All you want to do is argue, and I'm not going to argue with you, bruh. I'm not going to argue with you. To be honest with you, you're too fucking dumb. I'm just going to be honest with you, Aaron. You're a dumbass. No, I'm not going to let him pull up. No, I'm not going to let him pull up because he's a dumbass. You know what, Aaron? I'll tell you what, Aaron. I'll tell you what. Show your face. You know what? I'll tell you what, Aaron. You show your face, I'll unblock you. How about that? How about that? How about if you show your face, I'll unblock you? Show your face, I'll unblock you. Matter of fact, hold on, Aaron. I'm going to go you one better. You want to debunk all my low IQ talking points? All right, nigga, we going to do it face to face. We gonna do a face to fucking face, because I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't doing that behind an avatar. Okay, you don't get to be a dumb nigga and be behind an avatar. If you're gonna be a dumb nigga, you gonna show your goddamn face. So here we go. And I guarantee you he ain't gonna pull up. He ain't gonna pull up and show his face. He'll probably put the camera right here and back way the fuck up. Unless I see your face as good as mine, I'm not letting you up. So here we go. This is a link specifically for you. Now he ain't gonna do that. He's not going to. He's not going to. He ain't going to, but guess what? Guess what? I'm gonna give an opportunity for once a low IQ talking points. Bro, can you even spell IQ? Like, dude, I've talked to some dumb niggas in my day. This dude was fuck. Well, first of all, Charlie Kirk was a white supremacist. Nigga, you can't spell supremacist. You can't spell supremacist, but that's okay. In case I'm wrong, Aaron, why don't you bring your bitch ass up here? There's the link. There's the link. There's the link. And when you pull up into the studio, I need to see your face. And I'm telling you right now, don't try no slick shit. Don't try no slick shit. Don't try to come on the camera and then disappear. Nah, bruh, I need to see your face, because as soon as your face disappears, so the fuck do you. So the fuck do you. My dogs are downstairs going crazy. Aaron says, I'm smart enough not to side with the enemy. You just mad you fell off. The reason you fell off is mainly because you have no character. You are a traitor to your own people, and your girlfriend is gross. Wow, you just hit all the marks there. Number one, you people, I don't associate with you people. I'm not a traitor to my own people because the black community is not my people. I don't run with you niggas. I'm sorry. I don't run with you Negroes. You Negroes are not like me. Skin folk don't mean kinfolk, nigga. Number one. Number two, does your girl look like this? My girlfriend is gross, number one. Number two, she's my wife. Right? Not just my girlfriend. So you think this is gross, huh? You think that's gross, huh? You think this is gross, huh? Yeah, all right. All right. Aaron says, let me get comfy. I'll be back. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and ban your ass, and I'm not going to talk to you again until I see you. Until I, and bruh, I'm going to give you a time limit too, nigga. I'm not going to sit here and wait on you, bruh. Okay, because it's almost 5:30 in the afternoon, and I got shit to do. So I'm gonna give you 10 minutes, Aaron. If you're not here in 10 minutes, like, I'm out. I'm not doing this. So your ass needs to be on camera. Let me get comfortable, nigga. Just get on the goddamn camera. Jesus fucking Christ. All right. Yeah, I know. T Drilla says he was trolling for reaction. I know he was. But shit, nobody, I mean, hell, at least he was bold enough to pull up. I mean, he didn't want to show his face, but shit, man, niggas are cowards. Niggas are cowards. The last video that we are going to react to is by Vince Everett Ellison. And 1 year ago, he dropped this video entitled Shocking, Proof Martin Luther King Was Not a Christian. I'm going to go copyright style, and let's get started.
On the Vince Everett Ellison Show. Yeah, we're going to deal with it today. I'm going to prove to you today on this show that Martin Luther King Jr. was not a Christian. Yeah. We're going to get down with it today, y'all. I want you to like, subscribe. I want you to share this because there are going to be a lot of people that's going to want to block this one. But we're not going to allow it. We're going to prove today that MLK was not a Christian. Today on the Vince Everett Ellison Show.
Let me speed this up.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Let's get this thing started.
Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah.
Yo, I like his energy, man. I like his energy.
And we're going to talk about it today. You know, I've been nibbling around the edges on this for a very, very long time. Now I'm just going to pull the scab off.
Let's
I'm
go.
Gonna stop playing.
Let's
I'm
get
going to stop y'all drinking. And we are going to get down to it. So here's the fundamental question we're asking today. And I'm going to answer it as plain, so plain that a child can understand it. So plain that a fool can understand it. Question.
You better tell
was
him.
Martin Luther King Jr. a Christian? Answer. Hell no.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Oh, God damn. All right.
You think I had nerve to say that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Well, just in case you didn't hear me, let me say it again. Was Martin Luther King Jr. a Christian?
No.
Answer. Hell no.
Yo, I like this dude already. Uh-oh.
You all right?
Sorry about that. We have like 74 animals in here.
Oh man, some heads are about to explode out there right now, and jokers are throwing eggs at the television, rioting, hatred.
Let's go.
That Ben tells me, I can't stand it. Why are you always talking? I don't know what he's talking about. He went talking too far. You cannot have an intelligent, unemotional conversation in America about Martin Luther King. You can talk about Jesus. Man, you can talk about Muhammad. Hell, you can talk about Malcolm X. But it's something that the left in America has done to the minds of black people when it comes to Martin Luther King Jr. They set him over Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm good. One of our cats, our female Devon Rex, Callie, knocked over the gate to keep Fernando from running upstairs. It's crazy here.
I think it was a poll that came out that said 90% of people in America had a positive ideology about Martin Luther King Jr., whereby maybe 70% of them had one about Jesus Christ. Isn't that something? People love King more than they love Christ. That means he's become the black community's new God, and that's where they want him to be.
Woo! He said people love King more than they love Christ. Oh my God, I got to slow this down. This nigga's speaking facts.
So let's get down with this, okay? I got the receipts, baby. It ain't gonna come from just me talking, okay? The great philosopher Immanuel Kant said this: if truth will kill them, let them die. So for all of y'all that don't want the truth, for all of y'all that got this cognitive dissonance in your head now, where I don't want to hear the truth, I can't take the truth.
See, that's exactly what it is. That's Basil Denson. That's Adam, whatever the fuck his last name is. That's all you niggas in the chat. I don't want to know the truth. That's what it is.
Turn off the TVs. Go find your safe space. Go get some lemonade. Go smoke a blunt. Go get a 40. Go watch Jerry Springer. Go somewhere comfortable. Because you're not going to be able to handle this. Are we ready? Let's go. All right, first.
Get Picker says, hello. I'm already picking up on troll. I think Get Picker might be a troll because very rarely do people come in with non-nefarious intentions who say, hello. It looks to me like you're testing the chat to make sure you can chat. Stay tuned.
I want y'all to know that everything I'm getting ready to tell y'all about Dr. Martin Luther King did not come from me. I was 4 years old when he died. Never met him, never had a conversation with him. Ever. What I know about King came from basically 5 sources, all of them preeminent sources, okay? One is Bearing the Cross by David Garrow. He's a socialist, a Democrat, King scholar, all right? Another one is Parting the Waters by Taylor Branch. He's also a Democrat. He's a Yale graduate, Bill Clinton's roommate at Yale.
Damn.
Both of these books won Pulitzer Prizes, which means they was the best books written during the year that they were written.
Okay, all right.
Pulitzer Prizes, all right? So this ain't just some crap that's been written. These guys did their scholarship, okay? Then
Get Picker wants to know why. My question is, am I wrong?
There was The Walls Came Tumbling Down. This was written by Martin Luther King's best friend, Ralph Abernathy. All right?
Told you.
The guy that took over the SELC after King died. Ralph Abernathy. He wrote And the Walls Came Tumbling Down. And then there's a book by Jonathan E.I.G. called King. Just came out recently. All right? And then there are the tapes left by Jackie Kennedy. That's John F. Kennedy's wife. She's the first lady of the United States of America. And she wrote about...
Get Picker says, I can't say hello. You just did.
Some things that her husband told her about King. And so they wrote a book about maybe 10 years ago, and she had her statements about King. So everything, all right? And then I look at King's writings. I hear speeches, and all of it comes down to a basic concept.
Yeah, Big Said says they also ask why. Yeah, I don't know. So far, Get Picker, you looking like a troll, bruh. You looking like, why am I a troll? I can't say hello.
And that is that he was not a Christian. Now, where do I go? How do I come to that conclusion? I deal with 4 basic areas. I deal with what he said and what he wrote. 1. Number 2, what he taught. All right. Number 3, how he lived his life.
Yes, sir.
And number 4, the fruit that he bore.
Oh, shit.
As Jesus said, when they asked him, how you know a false prophet? He said, you know him by the fruit that he bears.
Oh, shit.
That's what he said. I didn't say it. Jesus Christ said. All right, let's deal with that. Now, I want to deal with 3 gentlemen who just recently wrote some things about King. One of the gentlemen's name was John Piper. John Piper is interesting. John Piper's a theologian, and he was at one of these King seminars. And he talked well about King, but then he said something that was interesting, got a lot of people's attention. He said the King was not a Christian at the conference. And this is what he said. He said, the sin of another young Southerner, aroused and shaped by the toxic, modernist, skeptical air he breathed at Kozer Theological Seminary. That's where King went to school. Piper said King was blinded to the truth and the beauty as Christ's majesty as creator of the universe, blinded to the glory of Christ's grace and suffering, imputed guilt from others, blinded to the all-encompassing authority of Christ that he received when he rose bodily from the dead. In his early 20s, Martin Luther King Jr. turned away from these great objective biblical realities. And you can read about it with sadness in many of his papers in those days.
Dude, I did not know that. I did not know that. Oh my god, dude.
Piper added, I don't know if he came home. I don't know. But he hoped that he did. Well,
oh shit.
John MacArthur kind of said the same thing. They asked John MacArthur, he's a theologian, about King. MacArthur said no, King was not a Christian. Because King denied the deity of Christ. He denied the resurrection. He denied the virgin birth. That was interesting. Now, all y'all can look this up. John MacArthur, what he said. I'm not going to spend too much time reading this stuff because it'll get boring and it'll get redundant because I all said the same thing. You can look it up yourself if you don't believe me. Like I say, look it up if you don't believe me. Then you can look at what Virgil Walker said. And Virgil Walker is a preeminent scholar. Yeah. Virgil went through King's papers at Stanford. And Virgil said the same exact thing. He said that King denied the virgin birth. King denied the existence of hell. He said King...
He denied the virgin birth and the existence of hell. Guys, this doesn't sound like a Christian at all.
Denied the resurrection, the divinity of Christ, and the second coming. Sisters and brothers.
What? Wait a minute. No, that can't be true. Hold up.
Virgil went through King.
Hold up. I need to slow that down because that's crazy.
Papers at Stanford. And Virgil said the same exact thing. He said that King denied the virgin birth. King denied the existence of hell. He said King denied the resurrection, the divinity of Christ, and the second coming.
Oh, my God.
Sisters and brothers, if you deny all three of those, you cannot be a Christian.
Jesus Christ.
Now, I've just given you names of three preeminent scholars. And
Josu Rodriguez says, yep, Donnie, that's why he lost a lot of Christian support. This is incredible. And you know the funny, you know the interesting thing is I've never researched Martin Luther King ever. I just assumed that all of the stories that were told about him were good and true and virtuous. Right? I didn't hear about the sexual infidelity shit until maybe 2 years ago. But up until then, I was under the impression that Martin Luther King was a good and just and honorable man. I knew he wasn't perfect. But like to now find out, not only did he fuck prostitutes, he abused women, and he didn't believe in the Bible. Wow, that is insane.
There are more that have given documentation from King's own writings and his own speeches that he didn't believe these things. Again, he didn't believe in hell, the divinity of Christ, the virgin birth, the resurrection.
No.
Or the second coming. You cannot be a Christian if you do not believe in those things.
Bro. Yo. How many of you guys are hearing this stuff for the first time? Get Picker says, I don't care if he bans me. Okay, great. Then I'm going to ban you and get the fuck out of here. See you on the next account. That is crazy. I had no idea. Man. And the reason I had no idea is because I just took everybody's word for it that MLK was this great human being. Ooh,
so let's take that, put a pin in that, set it aside. Point one, prove it. So,
damn.
Let's go to what King taught. All right, that's pretty easy. Montgomery bus boycott.
Conquer King Fitness says, I forgot the lady's name. Black woman who worked for the FBI and says MLK was not a great man. Whoa, this is...
Black folks got mad because they wanted to set aside white folks on the bus. Bus was taking everybody to the same spot, but they wanted to set aside white people for some reason. I don't know the reason. If you didn't like how they was treating you on the bus, it would have been simple for me. I just wouldn't have rode the bus.
Right.
Instead, they said that we're going to use coercion, we're going to use threats, and we're going to shut you down till you give us what we want. People, that's not what Christians do.
No.
You change the hearts of people. You don't do it by coercion. You don't do it by threats. God. You don't do it by boycott. So they decided to boycott the bus. station. Well, the boycott didn't work. For all y'all that don't know this, the boycott didn't do it. You know what got them to allow black people to start riding the bus? The NAACP. Yeah, they took them to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled that it was unconstitutional. The boycott didn't do anything. Y'all didn't know that, did you? I know you don't believe me. Look it up.
Oh my God. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. Guys, this is one of the very few times where I am regretting not having watched the video. This is crazy, crazy. I thought that this dude was going to talk about that, you know, fringe things that he may have said or done that might have implied that he may not be a Christian. Dude, this dude denied the virgin birth and the resurrection, didn't believe in heaven or hell. What? What the hell?
The Montgomery bus boycott ended when the Supreme Court ruled that making black people go to the back of the bus was unconstitutional. So Martin Luther King's bus boycott did not end segregation on the bus. But the press gave it to King because they had plans for their boy. So King started getting hooked up with all these communists. I've already told y'all that story, hanging out with Bayard Rustin, Stanley Levinson, Hunter Pitts O'Dell, Clarence.
Robert Anderson says, I just posted a video on Discord about MLK, a deep dive. I might have to actually watch this on my own time, man. I might have to watch that on my own time, Robert, because this is crazy.
Jones, all these communists, right? And they started bankrolling the civil rights movement. As a matter of fact, these atheists.
Yeah, I'm your pal on the Rumble site. Said first time here. Yo.
Communists started the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Now, communism is atheism. Stanley Levinson was an atheist. Clarence Jones, all of them were. Why would atheists start an organization called the Southern Christian Leadership Conference? And why would King allow them to do that?
The SLC.
But they did. And what
I'm your pal on the Rumble site says, I'd only heard about his Marxism, but never really worried about taking it seriously. This actually makes sense if he was a communist. Oh my God. There's no guys. Oh my God. Yo, this is crazy. Dude.
What they started doing? Started going around America. You're doing two things. Using threats, using coercion. To try to get white America to give them what they want so they can feel good about themselves. So, one of King's first things, he decided that he was going to take over the black church for the civil rights community.
Oh my God.
So, in my book, 25, which one is this? This is Crime Inc. I talk about what happened and how King did it. This comes from Taylor Branch's book. He says, now King was scheduled to nominate Gardner Taylor against J.H. Jackson at Kansas City. This was 1961. They were going to take over the National Baptist Convention. It had like 10 million members, and they wanted to take it over to make it part of the civil rights movement.
Okay.
Bishop J.H. Jackson was head of it, and they wanted to take it over. So King got this plan where he was going to get one of his boys, Gardner Taylor, to run against Jackson. All right. He and his fellow conspirators had spent a year recruiting preachers to come to Kansas City as Taylor's men pledged to uphold the validity of Taylor's election in Philadelphia, and they had printed their own official credentials and literature parallel to Jackson's. In an effort to forcibly place Gardner Taylor on the platform with Jackson, a struggle broke out between Taylor and Jackson's men. So they were trying to force Gardner Taylor on the platform with Jackson so they could vote on it. And a fight broke out, okay?
Damn.
Between Taylor and Gardner's men. Now, Dr. King had set all this up. The opposing preachers wrestled, shoved, and punched one another.
Oh my God.
And this is when it really gets interesting. Reverend
shoved and punched one another. Black people had a disagreement and things got violent. Surprise, fucking surprise. At the end of the day, guys, niggas going nigga. Dude, I cannot believe what I'm hearing.
A.G. Wright of Detroit, a member of the National Board and a close personal friend of Reverend Joseph Jackson, suffered a fractured skull in the melee. So Reverend A.G. Wright of Detroit fractured a fractured a fractured skull. The battle went on for an hour.
What?
Even after Reverend Wright was carried away in an ambulance. A preacher lost three teeth in one of the many fistfights. It took 8 Kansas City police in riot gear to finally restore order.
Yo. You guys know that I am as conservative as it gets. This is crazy. This is crazy. We got preachers knocking each other's teeth out? I thought we were supposed to be Christ-like.
Reverend Wright died 2 days after his assault. Reverend Jackson blamed Martin Luther King for Reverend Wright's death and excommunicated King from the National Baptist Convention.
Wow! Whoa! What the hell? Yo, what, guys? Why have we not heard any of... Guys, I have not heard any of this. This is crazy. Yo, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. There is no... That is... Yo, this is, oh, hey, Chester. We got Chester in the house. I cannot believe, what are you doing? Oh, never mind. I cannot believe what I'm hearing, guys. Max says he's not surprised. Dude, I am. This happened back in this happened back in 1961, man. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Martin Luther King Jr. Non-violence with the white folks.
Oh.
Fighting like a crazy man with his brothers.
My God!
Killed a preacher on the floor of the National Baptist Convention in 1961.
Wow.
Knocking folks' teeth out, raising hell, ambulance, police.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, he'll fight black folks. But when it comes to white people, he'll lay down and show his belly like a coward dog.
Damn.
That's what he taught. So he's excommunicated from the black church. Kicked out of it. Did y'all know that? He was kicked out of the...
The Nigadar has gone off once again. The Nigadar has gone off once again. Master EBX appears to be on the Nigadar. So shout out to Master EBX. He says in the hold on. He says in the chat. Okay, you might say that, Master EBX, but if you just rewind this video that you are watching, rewind it about 5 minutes, he will tell you all of the sources that he got this information from. This man is not up here lying. This man is telling the truth. This man is connected. So, again, Master EBX, another racial idolater, aka a nigga, wants to act like the guy in the video showing no proof. This is what we're talking about. And Adam, I still don't see your punk ass up in here. I thought you said you're going to get comfortable. I gave you 10 minutes. I actually gave you 20 minutes. You're still not up here. I knew you, dude. I knew you were a cowardly ass nigga. You're more than willing to talk all that shit behind an avatar, but when push comes to shove, you don't want to show your face because your ass is afraid, as you should be. Dumb niggas. Jesus Christ, man. Oh my God.
So what does King do? Well, King starts his own church. That's right. It's called the Progressive National Baptist Convention.
I do remember hearing about.
He wanted people to still think he was a Baptist minister. So instead of just starting a whole new religion, the Martin Luther King Jr. Church, he put Progressive National Baptist Convention in front of it, and people thought that nothing had changed, nothing had happened.
Yo,
so he kept his position and kept his power.
Work.
So
this is crazy.
I know you don't believe me. Look it up. Martin Luther King Jr. was responsible for a fist fight, for a riot, and for killing the preacher on the floor of the National Baptist Convention back in 1961. So then he starts the civil rights movement, right? And this is where his coercion and his black inferiority really takes place. He gives his great speech, I have a dream. And what is King saying in this speech? Well, you've heard me say this before, but take it in again. He goes against the concept of us being free. Christians being free. Well, Jesus Christ said, I come to set you free. And he who the Son is free indeed. Once you accept Jesus Christ, you are free. Galatians 1:5-1 said, for freedom, Christ came to set us free. Do not submit yourself to the yoke of slavery. So y'all can just Google, what does the Bible say? Or what does Jesus Christ say about freedom? Okay, and you'll see that when you accept him, you are in fact free. But what did King say? To show you wasn't a Christian.
Jesus
100 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, the Negro is still not free. He said it 5 times in the speech, we were not free. At the end of that speech, he said on some certain day we would be free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty we're free at last. We're not free. Anti-Christian rhetoric. Number 2, he said they asked, when will we be satisfied? We will never be satisfied, not until justice rolls down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. A fancy way of saying never. But our Bible tells us what? That if you keep your mind on Jesus, he'll keep you in perfect peace. Yeah.
Dude.
Peace is what Christ promises you.
Club Gems with a Rock says, unblock me on StreamYard, coward. I did. Here you go, Club Gems. I'm going to send you the link and I guess this is Aaron. This is the new link, Aaron. I've been waiting on you for 20 minutes. Bro, where you at? You're going to call me a coward. You ain't pulled up, bro. Where you at?
When people say Christ promises you money and cars and houses, well, tell me this, man. If that's the case, why is there so many people with money, cars, and houses killing themselves? Why are all these young men out there dying who profess to be Christian? Why are all of these movie stars and rappers and everybody getting killed and shot and committing suicide? Why did Elvis die? Why did Michael Jackson die? All these people had Jesus. Why did Biggie and Tupac die? They all said they had Jesus. They had money and cars. No, baby. You got to have peace. That means if you're living in a
Adam, you're lying. You're not still blocked. I changed the studio. I banned you from the other studio. I opened up this studio. I'm lying, bro. All right, you're out of here, man. You're not. You ain't about nothing. You're just in here trying to sow seeds of chaos. Adam, you were never going to debate. You were never going to debate. All you wanted to do was come on and talk a bunch of shit and maybe say some shit on my live that was going to get me banned. But what you don't realize is that I have a YouTube representative who protects me from all that shit. So you can either pull up or shut the fuck up.
Or living in a mansion. That's your peace. That's your abundance.
See, this is why we know Adam. This is why we know Adam took the L. This is why we know Adam took the L. It was the same thing as what was his name? Gerald. It's the same thing as Gerald. I cooked Gerald twice in a 2-day period, and he still hasn't gotten over it. My guess is that Adam is probably going to troll me for about 2 weeks because he can't really deal with or handle the fact that I didn't really cook him. He's just sounded like an ignorant ass nigga.
It's right there. It ain't material things. He never promised you that. He promised to save your soul, to have you sitting in front of him.
Dude, NI3 says over 60 years later, we're just finding this out now. This is insane, man. I can't believe this.
Forever. That's the deal. That's what he died for, not to get you a Cadillac. Hell, if you want a job, you get a social worker for that. These earthly things, you can get a man to give you that. Can a man give you eternal life?
Adam, I need you on camera, bruh. I am not going to debate an avatar. You had your chance.
No.
Yeah, see, there it is. Adam jumped in and jumped out because Adam's not really serious. Adam is not serious about debating. All he wants to do is sow seeds of chaos. Ay, ay, ay.
So he talks about we will never be satisfied.
Dude.
Not until justice rolls down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. Never being satisfied. He said, we're going to march. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then he said he had a dream, but one day he wouldn't be judged by the color of his skin or his children, but by the content of his character. Trying to please man. Let me tell you what our Bible says about trying to please man.
Oh my God.
And not God. Y'all, this
Bro,
is
Raw Dog says they did not teach us this all back in the 80s. Man, I'm trying to tell you. Oh my God.
It's pretty interesting.
Now look. I'm gonna be honest with you. The nigga in me is kind of impressed that Martin Luther King Jr. knocked the nigga's teeth out. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's just the nigga in me. Listen, we all got a little nigga in us. But still, like all jokes aside, that is crazy. I didn't know Martin Luther King threw hands like that. Holy moly.
The Bible is so clear on this. So you got so many chapters on it. Let me give it to you. 1 Thessalonians 2 and 4. But just as we have been approved by God to be entrusted with the gospel. So
Platinum Man 22 says, what exactly is being debated here? What is being debated here, Platinum Man 22? Is that Charlie Kirk was a better man than Martin Luther King Jr. That's what we're debating.
We speak not to please man, but to please God, who tests our hearts. John 12 and 43. For they love the glory that came from man more than the glory that comes from God.
Jesus
Proverbs 29 and 5.
Oh my God.
The fear of man lays a snare, but whomever trusts in the Lord is safe.
Oh, Jesus Christ. King Life says MLK had practice with all them hoes. Man, I cannot believe this.
Colossians 3 and 23. Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men. Acts 5 and 29. But Peter and the apostles answered, we must obey God rather than men. Isaiah 2 and 22. Stop regarding man.
This nigga's pulling out all the receipts.
Nostrils is breath. For
Let him know something, preaching.
Is he? One last
look. This nigga's preaching.
One.
And I like the nigga's suit too. Be honest with you.
When a man's ways please the Lord, he makes his enemies to be at peace with him.
I Am Your Pal makes a very interesting comment. He says, I kind of think this guy may be nitpicking because MLK framed his speech in secular and constitutional terms and less in biblical principles. You know what? I would agree with that, I Am Your Pal. But what he presented to the world was the face of Christianity. I understand what you're saying, though.
Guys, there are verses after verse, hundreds where it tells
us. Whoa. Wait, hold on now. Why can't I hear you, bro?
We are not to be concerned.
All right. Looks like my Bluetooth. Hang on, y'all. My bad. I gotta reconnect my Bluetooth. There it is. Connect. There we go.
About how man views us. I'm dreaming about a day where a man will not judge me by the color of my skin. No, you're supposed to love him. If he hates you, you love him.
Shit.
If he does you wrong, do him right.
Shit.
If he does you wrong, do him right.
This is y'all. This is why I'm never going. This is why I can't be a Christian, y'all. I ain't the type of nigga that's gonna turn the other cheek. Nah, that's just not gonna do. No.
If he steals from you, you don't steal from him. If he lies on you, you tell the truth on him. Don't be concerned about the splinter in your neighbor's eye. Worry about the beam in yours. And this is why we're at the bottom of everything. We're concerned about pleasing man. And King told us to be concerned about pleasing man and changing government.
Oh my God.
Going to the government, asking them, not going to God. You see?
There it is. That was the start of the EBT, going to the government and asking for handouts. Wow.
How he led us wrong? He was a man of God, supposedly. He should have been saying, don't be worried about them, y'all. Please God. And everything else will work out. First put God in front. Everything else comes after that. So his teachings were wrong. Now we're going to talk about how he lived. Oh, man. Y'all don't like bringing this up.
Yo, I was not ready for this.
I don't like.
Bad Rasta says, Fernando's upset. Yeah, Fernando gets a little testy. He gets a little testy.
I like bringing this up. But Dr. King's whole life was a Diddy party.
Oh my God. Did this nigga just say Dr. King's life was a Diddy party?
I don't like bringing this up. But Dr. King's whole life was a Diddy party.
Oh my God. Jesus.
You think Diddy was having parties. Dr. King made Diddy's parties look like you going to a convent school. Oh, boy. FBI say he had 45 girlfriends, used to be involved in orgies of up to 20 people, hiring prostitutes, buying prostitutes, drunk, smoking, fighting.
Master EBX says, still not sold on this. He needs receipts. Yeah, Master, you're never going to be sold on this. That's kind of the point, Master EBX. You're never going to be sold on this, because when he does produce receipts, and by the way, all the links are in the description of that video, you can find that yourself, it's still not going to be good enough for you. It's still not going to be good enough for you. What Master EBX is going through is he's going through denial. He's going through denial. He is seeing clear. And by the way, this isn't the only dude who has pointed this stuff out. There have been many. Oh, dude, I researched this extensively today. There are many more videos like this. All these people can't be lying, Master EBX. So listen, if you think he needs receipts, they're gonna find him. They're gonna find him. And by the way, you're still on the Nigadar. You're still on the Nigadar, man. Wait, hold on, Master EBX, can you swim? Like, can you swim? Asking for a friend.
Women. Even his friend Ralph Abernathy said that on the night right before he died, after he did the mountaintop speech in Memphis, said he had slept with one woman, had another woman at the Lorraine Motel. Her name was Georgia Powell. She was the first black female senator from the state of Kentucky. She admitted to it in her book. Then when Dorothy Cotton found out about it, they said was King's second wife, Ralph Abernathy said that they got to fight in the Lorraine Motel. He beat her up, slapped her around, and she left and went back to Georgia, and then the next day he got shot. That's what Ralph said. I wasn't there, don't get mad at me. That's what Ralph said.
Damn.
I don't like to get too far into this, man. It's just horrible stuff to talk about. But our Bible tells us about how a man is supposed to act if he's a preacher. He's supposed to be sober, he's supposed to be a man of one wife, he's supposed to have his household under control. It talks about how he cannot even, it can even be misconstrued. He's involved in bad behavior. Oh, no, not Dr. King. And that's why the left loved him. Because they looked at him and said, see, y'all, this is Martin Luther King Jr. That's a black preacher. That's Christianity. It gave them some type of weird satisfaction.
Yep.
To see Martin Luther King Jr., Jesse Jackson. Man, they got pictures. I'm serious. They got information and pictures of Martin Luther King Jr. at the Playboy Mansion with Hugh Hefner.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. The Playboy Mansion? Master EBX says, how do I get a wrench in the chat? You get the wrench from me, Master EBX. And you will never, and I mean never, have a wrench in this chat. You fucking kidding me? How do I get a wrench, nigga? Wait, hold up.
Really, nigga?
Like, you really think you can get a wrench in this bitch? Sean Morris says, at Master EBX, I don't even have one. Actually, congratulations to Sean Morris. Hang on a second. Sean, you have been a loyal channel member. You have always been supportive. You don't bitch, you don't moan, you don't say, hey, can I get a wrench? And you've supported me for years. Congratulations to Sean Morris, TSR Tower's newest mod. Master EBX says, I'll send a super chat. Don't give a fuck. Master EBX, I'm rich. I don't need your money. What, you think you can send in a $5 super chat and I just give you a wrench so you can start deleting people? The fuck is wrong with you, man? Like, seriously? You think you can just buy a wrench in this bitch? I swear to God. How do I get a wrench so I can start banning people in this chat room on this channel that I found 10 minutes ago? The fuck is wrong with you, man? These niggas. I swear to God, man.
Hugh Hefner will tell you.
Hold up, man. I need to hear that again. I got to hear that again.
To see Martin Luther King Jr., Jesse Jackson. Man, they got pictures. I'm serious. They got information and pictures of Martin Luther King Jr. at the Playboy Mansion.
Oh, my God.
With Hugh Hefner.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Hugh Hefner will tell you. I got it written down in my book. King was at the Playboy Mansion, him and Jesse Jackson. And believe me, they was at the Playboy Mansion. They wasn't there baptizing nobody and trying to save no souls, okay? I can guarantee you that. Oh, man. You know what?
Yo.
Man, this is depressing. I don't get any pleasure out of this.
Damn.
Martin Luther King Jr.'s picture's hanging up in my daddy's house right now. I had an Aunt Jenny who lived in a one room, had a house with no running water and no central heat, and she had two pictures in it. And one of them was Jesus Christ, the other was Martin Luther King Jr. He was an icon. Well, this has to be dealt with. Now, why does this have to be dealt with? Black America and America's been going in the wrong direction for a very long time.
Yep.
And we're like people trying to swim and we're drowning. And there's a weight tied to us that we don't know anything about that's pulling us under the water. And we're flailing about and we're trying and we don't understand why we can't swim.
Right.
We don't know somebody's tied a cinder block to our leg. Once you understand that the cinder block is tied and you cut it loose.
Dr. B84 says MLK got a PhD at 26 years old, and now I find out he was a bigger freak than Diddy. Yo, this is crazy.
You can swim. We always have to diagnose the problem. Not just that you have one, okay? You know that something's wrong with your car. You know something's wrong with the car. We know it. But you take it to the mechanic, and first he says, let me do a diagnostic test and tell you what's wrong with the car. And then once he finds out what's wrong with the car, he then brings it to you and he says, this is what's wrong with your car. I can fix it or I can't fix it. Are you willing to pay the money?
I guess there's
to
a train
pay what's
outside
wrong
his
with
house.
your car. And if you're willing to we're willing to pay for it, I'll fix it. I'm giving you a diagnostic test. I'm telling you that your car has been clinking and going bad and it's been running rough for the last 50 years. This is the reason why. We started going behind a leadership and ideology that was an affront to God, an affront to him. This is why our streets are left to us desolate. And this is why I'm getting to the last part now. The fruits of his labor. All right. James Meredith tells me that the public educational system in the black community was the best in the country and the best in the world. Even though we was getting a third less, or 3 times less than the white children were getting. We were still educating our children in HBCUs. Now the black educational system is destroyed. Black family was intact before King. Intact. 80% of our children were being born in wedlock. Now 80% are being born out because he told LBJ that he wanted the man in house clause put in welfare to run the black man at the house. Yeah, King did it. King.
Master EBX says, take that guy's wrench away, send me it instead. Dude, come on, Master, you're killing me, man. You're not even pissing me off. You're actually kind of funny.
He was the recipient of the Margaret Sanger Award, 1961. Well, I'm sorry, 1965. Why? Margaret Sanger was the person that started Planned Parenthood. Had a little side gig called the Negro Project. They called black people human weeds. Her motto was more for the fit, less for the unfit, and she declared us unfit. And so with the Negro Project, she got black preachers. She paid them to help her set up abortion clinics in the black community. And King helped Margaret Sanger do that. Consequently, 25 million black children have been aborted. Yeah. 25 million.
Jesus Christ.
And they still got the Margaret Sanger Award.
Fucking Christ.
At King's headquarters, displaying it proudly. So he knew what he was doing. And all these people that say that he didn't know what he was doing, no, there's a book out there by Julia Powers called I Testify. She was an undercover FBI agent, and she infiltrated the civil rights movement. And she told them then, and she did a testimony in front of Congress, saying that all these guys were communists, that King knew all about it, and he knew exactly what he was doing. And as a matter of fact, David Garrow said that Gus Hall, the guy that was over the Communist Party in America, Gus Hall, look him up. They got him on tape saying the King is a communist, bona fide, from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet. That's what they say. That ain't what I say. Don't get mad at me. I'm just a mailman delivering the message. So what are they celebrating? What has his civil rights movement wrought? Jesus said, you know a tree by the fruit it bear. How do you know a false prophet? You know a tree by the fruit it bear. What's the fruit? I've given it to you. Schools destroyed. Mayhem. Snatch and grabs. Fighting. Family destroyed. The black church is basically apostate. It's dying in America. They celebrate it because that's what they want. Black people still on the bottom of every socioeconomic statistic in America. So, when you look at the fruit, and Jesus said, you know a tree by the fruit it bear, and if the fruit is rotten, the tree is rotten, and the tree is Martin Luther King Jr. I rest my case.
Damn. Wow.
He wrote and said anti-Christian things. He taught anti-Christian things. He lived in an anti-Christian way. And at the end of the day, he destroyed the black community. We have this thing called survivorship bias in the black community, where they look at the ones that did well and hold them up as paradigms of virtue and say, ooh, wasn't the civil rights movement great? Look at these black people that are doing so well. But they're the ones that done well. Go to the ghettos and tell me that. Go to Baltimore, go to Detroit, go to Memphis, go to Chicago.
Real shit.
And tell me that. At the very least, Martin Luther King Jr. walked around and told the world that a white racist has the ability to block what Jesus Christ has ordained for me. Never me. Nobody has the ability to block the blessing that my God has told me he's going to give me. I don't have to beg you for anything. I'm an heir of Jesus Christ. I'm a child of God. For begging, crawling, and look at what we've gotten for it. I can understand if we were where the Jewish community is, or where the Asian community is, or where the people from India are, or if the Nigerians. Oh, no. A half a century later, 50 years later, still at the bottom. And nevertheless, the few that made it to the top want to say, if it wasn't Martin Luther King Jr., you wouldn't be where you are right now. That's a lie. Nobody has the ability, or has the power to hold me down when Jesus Christ has already ordained it for me.
Okay.
For you to say such a thing shows that you're sacrilegious and you're blasphemous.
Damn.
Try to stop me. Show me the man that's bad enough to hold me down. I got God on my side. You ain't got a chance.
Dude.
It's time for re-evaluation. I know some of y'all ain't gonna listen to me. I already know it. Right now, you're sitting there, your head about to explode. Oh, God, this happening. Oh. Settle down. Take some deep breaths. Go over what I presented to you. Go through your period of mourning. Maybe you need a drink. Get down on your knees and pray. God will soothe your heart. But at the end of the day, when you keep looking at this stuff, you're going to say, man, Vince was right. I might not like that dude, but he was right. Hey, man, sometimes the doctor brings you bad news.
Damn.
But this is the good news. You said if you stop doing all that drinking and all of that pork and all that salt, if you stop doing it today, you'll live another 60 years.
Dude.
If we turn around and stop following the blasphemous black preachers out there,
Real
not all
shit.
of them, the bad black preachers out there that work for the Democrat Party, that's how you know. They Democrats, they ain't no good, okay? Keep that with you. The Democrat Party black preachers, black politicians that are in the Democrat Party, and the black civil rights organizations. If you stop following them, your life is going to get incrementally better. I guarantee it. Or you can keep on following these no good jokers. And you find out what happens to you about the next 4 or 5 years. Now, let me show you real quickly in closing
Okay.
How they made a fool out of us.
Dude.
How the white people in the South were so much different in their thinking than we were. When I was a little boy, they integrated the public educational system in about 1969.
Okay.
My sister Virginia and my brother Bobo, Ira, had gone to segregated schools up until then.
Dude, I've always liked the name Ira.
My class was the first class that was going to be integrated. And we had to ride the bus with the white children. And it was a forced integration, it was a court-ordered thing. So we had a bus driver by the name of Abbott Smith. Abbott Smith was a good guy. He was a white man. Never did me no harm, never belittled me, never treated me badly at all. So I'm not trying to cast any aspersions on Mr. Abbott Smith. He was all right. But Abbott Smith was a man of his time. And Abbott Smith understood and had been watching the news and understood that black folks had an attitude if you made them sit at the back of the bus.
Okay.
So guess what Abbott Smith did, showing you how white people felt in the South versus black people. Abbott Smith had an imaginary line in his school bus. And he told he didn't want black children and white children missing on his bus. This was Tennessee in 1969, okay? So guess what Abbott Smith did? He told the white children to sit to the back of the bus.
What?
And had the black children sitting at the front of the bus.
Oh, shit.
And there was this imaginary line that you couldn't really cross to mix. And if you went past a certain line, if you were black, you said, get back up here and sit down now. You say, yes, sir. Here's the thing, y'all. White people didn't care that they were sitting at the back of the bus.
Of course they didn't. They didn't give a shit.
If he had made the black children sit at the back of the bus, NAACP would have came and burned the whole city.
Wow. What? Are you serious with this? This is literally exactly like it is today. If white people are made to do something because they're white, they don't complain. But if black people, oh my God.
Now, but since we were sitting at the front of the bus, nobody said a word. The white children sat at the back and didn't say a word. The only thing that was necessary for them was that they were separated from us. We were concerned about where we sat. They were concerned about just being away from us.
Dude.
Do you see what I'm talking about now? We are concerned with surface things. Surface things. Not real things that make a difference. He just switched places and black parents, our children sitting at the front of the bus. Now, aren't we special people? No, you still poor, you still ain't got nothing. You still got crime in your communities. But you're sitting at the front of the bus. White people don't care where they sit. They're going to make sure that their children are educated. They're going to make sure that they're going to save their money. They're going to make sure they own property. When you get to the point where you don't care where you're sitting and that you are a child of God, you're an heir of Jesus Christ, no matter where you sit. It doesn't
matter, right?
And how man views you is irrelevant, just like these people were, that's when you become successful.
Absolutely.
And that's why they ruled America.
Absolutely. Don DeMarco. Where in the world? Vince Everett Ellison.
In the world. They understand those basic facts. You can't fool them with surface.
Hellfong says no matter how much time that goes by, the song remains the same. Yep. This is incredible.
It's your relationship with God. It's how much property you own. It's how you view yourself. If you don't learn to love yourself, it doesn't matter how many fake holidays, Juneteenth, MLK Day, it don't matter how many Confederate statues they turn down. They can tear down Robert E. Lee statues and Jeff Davis statues all day long. They can put as much welfare in the community. You can have as many riots and BLM tearing up stuff and burning up stuff and fighting out food all you want. Until you learn to love yourself, none of it matters. Everybody else in the world can love you. But if you don't love yourself, you're going to be shooting up. You're going to be blowing your brains out. You're going to be fighting and killing in the street. And that is the biggest problem in black America right now. We hate each other and we hate ourselves. And Martin Luther King.
Master EBX says, stop buying into this man's propaganda. Yeah, Master EBX, this man is speaking facts. Dude, this ain't propaganda. He's talking about exactly what the fuck is happening in the black community. The fuck is wrong with you people, man?
King Jr. did.
This is, guys, this is why the black community is a joke. This is why, dude, this is why nobody wants to be around them. Nobody wants to be around these people, man.
Nothing to take care of that. Matter of fact, everything that the racists thought about us, he declared it to be true. Now, y'all, I want you to go to my website. I want you to get my books, and I want you to get my documentaries. Get Where You Go to Hell For Me. It's a documentary that talks about this Democratic Party I've been telling you about and the lies they tell us.
Jesus,
and if you vote for this party, you're putting your soul in hazard of going to hell. It'll rock your world. You've never seen nothing like it. Then get Iron Triangle, the book that started it all. I tell you again, the book Authority gave it number 61 of the greatest political books ever written. Then get 25 Lies. You get this book, you won't need another one to deal with the Democrat Party. It tells you about all of their most seductive, damnable lies and how to refute them.
Yo, this dude is a real one, man. This dude is a real one. Holy moly, man. Holy moly. Oh my God, dude, this is absolutely crazy. I'm gonna tell you what, he was right. When he said that we were not ready for this, he was right. He was right. I wasn't ready. Sharkeisha, no, she wasn't ready. Oh my God. Fantastic show today, guys. Very educational. Very educational. Basil Denson took another L. Adam took an L. A lot of niggas took a lot of L's today. I probably could have debated a little less spirited with Basil. I'm gonna have to clean that up. Robert Anderson says that's what affirmative action was all about. Absolutely. He was responding to Mac's comment, the soft bigotry of low expectations. Dude. My God. My God, man. Holy moly. At the end of the day, man, you have to separate the art from the artist. Like you have to separate the art from the artist, guys. Right? Like, listen, man, we all know Michael Jackson was a pedophile. We all know he was a pedophile. He had sex with children, dude. He fondled and molested boys. We know that. But he's probably one of the greatest performers in the history of the world. Separate the art from the artist. Like Jamie Herring said when he came on earlier. Loves R. Kelly. Love R. Kelly's music, man. Dude, R. Kelly's probably half the reason why I got laid half the time. He's responsible for a lot of my first date lays. It was always R. Kelly. But we know R. Kelly was a pedophile. He liked to have sex with underage girls. We know that. Got to separate the art from the artist. And now Martin Luther King, man. Martin Luther King. He accomplished some great things. And to me, I know a lot of people say that he was controlled by the Jews and, the Russians and communism. And listen, I don't think that diminishes what he accomplished. Oh, God. I hate when my beard and mustache hair start in my mouth. You got to separate the art from the artist. Martin Luther King Jr. accomplished many great things, but the way he accomplished it, I don't know that it matters, Black people are now more free than we've ever been in history, so I guess that was good, but Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, man. Ay. That's going to do it for this, the 1196th edition of TSR Live. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.